Why? Are you trying to come in? Oh, okay. Well then, I'll just end it. Huh? Why? So you can come in? Unless you want me to just turn it. Unless you want me to turn it. Good morning, how are you? Ah, how are you doing? Do you want me to or no? Good morning. Don't mind me, just having hair troubles as always. Read? Read what? Read cards? Sure. I'm having issues with my hair. Yeah, read cards? Yeah, I do. Would you like a reading? You can cash up to AmberEnergy Healer or Venmo to the Phoenix Concept. Movie star. Who? I feel like it pertains. You do hypnosis? Yes, I do. Yes, I am a hypnotherapist and I'm also a certified rapid transformational therapist. Do one group read to just see what it says, like a collective reading? Alright. Sure. Deal. Alright. Let's see what the cards have to say about the collective today. Good morning. Daily reminder that you are amazing, you matter, and that you are enough. Thank you. You too. Of course, of course. Uh-oh. Hold on. Some of my cards are backward. There we go. Okay. So, collective reading. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. There is a very nurturing masculine energy who is having a difficulty right now with a rebirth. Oops, hold on one second. Let me just... Oh gosh, let me share this real quick. Okay, so there's a masculine energy though, right now, who is struggling with a rebirth. This could be you, it could be somebody else that you are connected with, but this would be somebody who's very supportive, somebody that's like emotionally grounded, emotionally stable, and open. Girl, your outfit, it's cute. Thank you. Buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás? Okay. This masculine energy is also somebody who is sitting pretty comfortable with his happiness. He's wanting to be very self-sufficient. He is very self-sufficient. He's like happy where he's at, but he is not currently in a family dynamic, which upsets him. He feels like he's having a bit of issues with his manifestation capabilities. And it does have to do with a heartbreak. So he's kind of sitting stuck in a... He's feeling punished. He's feeling punished by the universe. And the key message here, what is the reason for this standstill? The key message here is that the bad luck that is happening is because of his lack of drive towards that rebirth. He's not letting the old things like melt away or peel away so that the new things can grow and the new things can move in or the new things can develop, you know? I literally feel like you're talking about me. This is out of its mind right now. Alright, good. Good, good, good. Well, welcome to the right collective then. So, what is the advice? Okay, so it does look like there may be some self-deception happening around having to stay alone or wanting to go alone. Like, he's not being totally honest about his truth when it comes to like his choice of staying in like a hermit mode. This is blowing my mind. It looks like it's leading towards like feelings of failure. And it's because he gets trapped into these like one-sided relationships, or these one-sided like give and take type dynamics, you know, like either he's not giving enough or they're not giving enough, but either way it's just that it's closed on one direction. And that's because of a little bit of self-deception towards himself about what he's able to actually have hope about. And what he's able to have hope about is actually reaching that happiness with a family dynamic. So let's see how this can... You're in my head right now? No, well, maybe. I don't know. I'm in the collective's energy. But we'll see what the advice is for how to reach that 10 of Cups. How can this masculine... Okay, so it looks like the feelings of hopelessness are driving around romancing the wrong direction and trying to close off emotions towards a partnership with a very self-sufficient feminine who is looking for a masculine that is like Emperor energy. And back to that feeling of bad luck. So let's see. All right, Spirit, what is the advice? How can he... All right. So as a way of like coping with the lack of movement forward, or the lack of like, you know, progress in this department, the way of working towards it in a productive manner would be not allowing yourself to step into like going selfish with your actions. You know, like try your hardest to stay on a righteous path that you know is your truth. You know, like, so if you know that you want to be able to be in a relationship, you're hitting the nail on the head, and I've never had this, and it's kind of crazy, honestly. Well, I'm really glad that you happened to stumble into my, or slide into my room. Thank you for the follow. So if you feel yourself like getting anxiety because of the things that you're choosing to do or the things that you're, you know, going through, it's first and foremost important to reevaluate what you want so that you know if it's aligning with what you're doing. How do you get a reading? You can Cash App to AmberEnergy Healer or Venmo to the Phoenix Concept, or you could go to my website, AmberEnergyHealer.com, or the link in my bio will take you to a different website, which is like where you can call me directly instead of booking a reading. Yeah, so make sure your actions are aligning with what your actual desires of the end game are, without getting derailed because of disappointments, because disappointments are going to happen. They suck, they happen, but you have to go through them because it helps you to learn how to navigate. It helps you to learn how to, you know, steer through chaos when you have a partner by your side, so that you can be that natural supportive leader without getting derailed while you have a partner with you. So it's almost like training right now. How much is it? Okay, so on here it's $10 for a mini reading or $25 for a full reading. And then on because it's live, you know, and then on my website it will say on there, I have a big sale happening right now. It's not going to be for very long though. And those are obviously one-on-one readings through a, like a webcam or audio. If you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to. It's up to you. But my anxiety was so bad just recently. I started to reflect and fix it, and you're reading these things. Well, then you know that you're on the right path too then, which is awesome. Had my burn... the dress divorce party last night. Oh, I've never heard of one of those. Tell me about it. Okay, and then for like the one question, yes or no's, you could Cash App $2. No, you could send a gift for the yes or no's. Okay. You're meant to be whoever this masculine is, or whoever's dealing with this masculine. It's important to remind him if you're the feminine, but if you're the masculine, it's important to understand and know about yourself that you are meant to be a very strong, nurturing leader. You are. And right now you're feeling a little bit like a victim, and you're feeling like you've been attacked. You feel like wounded, and it's making you really feel impatient. But you're ready to come out of that solitary mode. And I'm here to tell you right now that there is a new opportunity that's going to be developing for you. However, you have to break whatever addictive tendency you might have, and that doesn't have to be like an actual substance addiction. That could be like a mental addiction, maybe it's negative thoughts that keep cycling through your head, or maybe like the going for a certain type of toxic female, but I feel like it does surround feeling inadequate about finances, and it's time for you to close out that cycle, because it's literally... Is there anything you're afraid of? Me? Yeah. Okay, so, you don't need to fear... Oh, that's funny. That was the next part of the message. You don't need to fear working on a team with somebody. You're not out of options. It's time for you to let go of what you were carrying from the past, though. Because in the past, you were betrayed, and it's leading to you basically stalling your future. That cycle's done already. You've already learned what you needed to learn. So let yourself set those bags down and let the other person pick it up for a while. It's no longer yours to have to be carrying. And once you do that, then you'll be able to realize how strong you actually are, or how strong he actually is, if you're the feminine. But it's going to take looking at it from a perspective of, this is a new person. I hope that makes sense. Like, you have to let yourself rebirth. You have to let your old self fade away. That self doesn't exist anymore. You can never be that person again. These experiences have changed you. They've grown you. They've developed you, or him, of course, if you're the feminine, and vice versa. So it's really important that you allow yourself to heal and not feel like you're giving up that ability of feeling like you had been hurt before. Because that's usually where people get stuck, is that they don't want to give up the story of this person hurt me, because then it's like they worry about the fact that, well, I didn't make very much progress over these years because I was sulking over what had happened to me. So I have to keep remembering that somebody else did it to me. Otherwise, then I have to blame myself for not being farther along on my journey than I wanted to be, And that's not really an accurate way of looking at it, because you're exactly where you were meant to be on your journey. And those pains and that time of you taking that, like, being stuck in that rut, was necessary. It's kind of like a cocoon for a caterpillar, so that you could develop into the more mature, wiser self so that he could develop into the more mature, wiser self that he was meant to be. So if you are a feminine who was dealing with a masculine who was acting a certain way because of past traumas, then that's the message for you as well. You have to allow him to rebirth so that you can actually develop the skills and hone in on your craft, even if it does take a long time. Going slow and steady will always be better than being impatient and quick to make mistakes. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. Okay? So tell me about yourself in those cards. Much love to you from Houston. Hi, Houston. Relentless Kings. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Yeah, I'm sure I have. Probably in the sunlight too. But not in that way. I consider it like learning how to navigate without running into them. It's the people that don't know how to get out of the way when it's coming towards you. But it is, you've been in a period of resting and recovery, and it's time that you walk away from those pains. Beautiful wrist beads, thank you. Daisies. So, does anybody, I don't know if I missed any comments or anything. What about me, sweetie? If you'd like to do a reading, we can. You could Cash App or Venmo. Or for a yes or no, you could just send whatever gift. I don't care which one. And please tap the screen if you're in here. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for the follow, Apple. What about a date? No, thank you. You've given great advice, but I swear it's like you were talking to me. And I was. You were here in the collective, right? That's how it works. You will magnetize or bring in the people that need to hear the right messages. As long as you're open to be listening for them. Where am I from? California. How about yourself? For yes or no's, you can send any gift. Okay, so Mandy. Whoop. Where did your question go? Oh, does Ray care that he lost Mandy? Too far for a date anyways. Alright, well, fair enough then. No, I don't feel bad for saying no. Just kidding. Okay, so does Ray care that he lost Mandy? Yes, he does. Is he going to do anything about caring? Or is it? And Mandy, he's going to do something about it. I don't know. I can't tell you when exactly right now, but he's going to. You're welcome. I've never actually listened to things like this. Hey, my family is from California. Oh, really? You've never listened to things like this? Oh, wow. Then you were definitely meant to be in here. I'm glad that I could bring you some clarity or some messages. And it's funny because I almost didn't come on right now. That's why I said it was blowing my mind, haha, but yeah, originally, and made the way to Michigan. Oh, that's so funny because mine started out in Michigan and came to California. That is actually really funny. Do you focus more on white or dark, or do you even them out for better energy? I actually, yeah, I think they're equally necessary. So I'm a shadow reader, so I feel a positive medium brings a better manifestation. Yeah, like I believe in balance, and I feel like that's what the universal like energy flow is seeking. And so, like, I don't look at it as there's bad people or there's bad energy or there's negative energy. You know, I see it as different. Basically, it's just different energy than what the other side's energy is. Because, you know, like, if you put yourself into the perspective of that type of energy, you would see it as a good thing too, because you're in that wavelength, you know. So it's like, I see it as definitely necessary to have both equally and to understand both and to be able to navigate both as equally as possible, to be able to stay as neutral as possible. Because if you go, in my at least experience, like, if you go too far to one side, you become resistant to the other side, and then that will actually, it's like pulling on a big spring, you know. Like, if you pull too hard because you're trying not to be a scrunched spring and you're trying to be like a stretched out spring, you know, like, then eventually it's going to be, you shoot the other direction, you know, like, and vice versa. So I think it's really necessary for manifestation or for just existence to stay as neutral as possible and to try to keep an open perspective of equalness, you know. Because literally nothing exists without darkness and without shadow. And nothing exists without light. So I believe that also. I actually look at it that way, same exact way. It pulls you. Yeah. Yeah. Morning, Queen. Have a great day. You too. Thank you. What? No way. Haha. Why is all this happening this morning? It's a good morning. Laws of attraction. Yes. Yeah. I love the spiritual and energy side of everything. Yeah. And that's where it's really interesting, because there's so many different like viewpoints when it comes to like religion or spirituality and things like that, and I feel like a lot of them are saying the same thing and they just don't realize it because they're looking at it from too much of a polarized perspective rather than trying to see it as like, where is it overlapping. Thank you for the follow. They don't look at it in a whole, per se. Yeah. Yes. I feel I've been focusing so much on white that I'm unbalanced and it's affecting me. That very well could be. If you would ever be interested in doing a shadow reading or anything like that, then let me know. Hit me up, because I think it's a very necessary thing to understand to allow yourself to accept some of the dark that is existent in your life or your existence, so that you can learn how to actually function with it rather than resisting it or running from it. You could train it, is what I call it, training your dragons, rather than trying to slay them. It's all about perspective. Oh, and I'm also a perspective coach, so if anybody wants, check out my site. I hope you have a good, wonderful, great day today. I just worked a 16-hour shift. Holy cannoli. I haven't even been up for 16 hours, I don't think. Good. Sending blessings your way. For yes or no's, I'm doing them for whatever gift you want to send. And if you guys could tap the screen, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. You say it well, perspective. I've been up for over 24 hours. Dang. Okay, so Tyson, what was your question? Will Randy and Tyson get married? Will Randy and Tyson get married? No. Will they be in a commitment? Commitment, yes, but not married. Well, if you'd like to do a full reading, we can. Or a mini reading, we can. Either way. Thank you for the follow. And thank you for the hi bear. What was your question again, Amber? Nicole? Okay, does Elle still have feelings for me after last night? Does Elle still have feelings for Amber Nicole after last night? Yes. Is there any hesitation? Yes, and there's no hesitation about them either. Thank you, whoever's tapping. It means a lot. Am I stuck? What do you mean, are you stuck? You know, every 3,000 likes, I'll do a mini reading for somebody random. You can pick a number. Will I get a better job? Gem for yes or no, send a gift of any sort, even if it's just the 1-cent ones, but of course I'd rather the bigger ones. Just kidding. For yes or no, go ahead, send whatever gift you want. Hello! And every 3,000 taps, we will do a mini reading for free. Okay, so for Nicole, what was up? Pretty, thank you. Where was Nicole's question? Nicole, did you ask a question? And Brian, did you ask a question? Oh, there we go. Brian, will Robin want to try again? Will Robin want to try again with Brian? Yes. Nicole, if you sent one, just, send your question again, because I didn't see it. Okay, does Doug love Nicole? Is Doug in love with Nicole? Is he in love? No. Does he love Nicole? Does he love you? Yes. Does he like Nicole? Does he like Nicole? He likes you and he loves you, but he's not in love. Okay, so Ms. Good Boy, what was your question? Thank you for those. You're welcome. Monet, will RJ want to see Monet? Or is that Monday or Monet? Is that like your name or is that saying Monday? Is it a typo? Okay, so like a name, okay. So will RJ want to see Yes. You are more than what. Thank you for the heart puffs. Oh wow, it's simply enchanting. What is? Please tap the screen. You look kind of cute. Well, thank you. Thank you for the follow, Angela. I would invite you to the movies, but they don't allow snacks. Ha! Well, I would not go, so. You look gorgeous. Thank you. I will let my boyfriend know that. That was funny, though. Anyone got a Band-Aid? Sorry. Big hugs, thank you. Air hugs to you. Hope you have a blessed day. Well, better yet, I hope you look for the blessings in your day. Because everybody has a blessed one each day. Okay, so every 3,000 likes, there will be a free mini reading to a random person. So if you're in here, you're wanting a reading, that's the way to do it if you don't want to pay for it. Thank you for the follow. I heard you. I heard you. Thank you. Oh, how utterly captivating. Thank you. I think. I don't know if you're. What are you talking about? But I'm just gonna say it's. Do you feel positive takes more energy and drains you mentally? How can it balance? Oh, okay. So actually, I feel like negative, like seeking out negative energy actually will obviously be faster, but it does not last as long. So it's like buying batteries from the dollar store versus good batteries. Versus learning how to be a rechargeable battery, you know? So if you're looking outwardly for your energy from other people and you're looking at it from a negative energy perspective, it's going to be quick, but you're going to have to keep like seeking it out. If you put the effort out to and the investment into trying to get positive energy from other people as your energy source, then that's going to be much more long lasting. It's going to be much more fulfilling in the end, but it does take a lot more work and time. If you learn how to transmute your own energy so that you can not be affected by other people's energy, or so you can also clean up your own or clean up other people's, then that's going to be where you feel the most centered and the most like positive at all times, no matter the situation. As an empath, I get drained really easily. Any advice? Yes. Remember that if you like start really recognizing and labeling the emotions that you know are yours. So when you feel yourself getting like emotionally charged by something, take that 2 seconds to be like, did something happen that would have caused me to feel this way? You know, like, is this something that directly happened to me? Like somebody said something or somebody did something or I, you know, and if it's something that you can't place as like a reason for yourself feeling, then it's somebody else's emotions. And then that's where it's important to look at it or feel it as if you're at like a movie. Because like when we go to movies, we go to movies so that we can go on those emotional roller coasters, but we can leave them behind when we leave, right? Because we know it's not our experience that we went through. And so it's important to understand that when you catch yourself having like emotional like impact from other people's situations, that it's not your emotion. So you can ride it out and you can experience it, but you also can leave it behind afterwards. It's not something you have to be carrying after because it wasn't actually yours, but you have to like make that distinction when you start noticing yourself. Those captivating eyes. Oh, thank you. Why are Scorpios master manipulators? Because they're very cloaked people. They are, and they're very water bound. They're emotional. So they have a shell and they like to keep in the shadows, kind of. So it's important to allow that, be aware of it. But not all of them are going to use it in a negative sense. But they do hold pain for a very long time if somebody does hurt them. So that might be where it turns toxic at times. If you try to reply to my DMs got suspended until April 4th. Oh, okay. Why'd they get suspended? Thank you for the follow. those nimble little digits. Well, Brian and okay, so Melissa, for any yes or no's, any gift will do. Any gift will do. I feel power from making people's energy good, but when they fight it, I feel it affects me very. Okay, so if they're fighting it, then that's when it's not something that it's yours to be doing at that point. You know, like it has to be on their own free will. Like, so at that point, just don't force it. You know, like pull back a little, and then, you know. It's 8:18 here. Oh, it's 5:18 where I am. For fraud and spam, oh, that sucks. Were you doing fraud and spam? Oh, okay, so Marquita. Is MC falling in love with Marquita? No, not at this current moment, no. Any tips to recharge? I sleep a lot. But also, literally, like, going to a happy place in your head, honestly. Like, letting yourself find something that's totally not connected with anything else that's going on around you and focus on that for a little bit of period of time. I like you. Thank you. You're in Michigan? Well, hello, Michigan. You're the second person from Michigan in here. Nature always works for me. Yeah, that's a great one to actually like reground yourself. That's a really good one. If also water is amazing. What I do is I actually have like a water pitcher thing, you know, like, and I'll fill it up with water and I'll put sea salt. I'm looking up because it's actually right there above me, and some peppermint, and like pour it over my head. That's a great way of like getting cleansing of the negative energies, or that just the energy in general that you picked up throughout the day. Also, Palo Santo is amazing to use. Walking in the grass will work. But see, for me, whenever I do grounding things, I get a little bit more tired, I feel like, because it relaxes me so much. Frequency tones and like isochronic tones or beats, those are really helpful. There's actually one on my YouTube that is on my distance healing playlist, if you want to check that out. Thank you. I have never talked to anyone about this. Learned from my mother at a very young age. Oh, interesting. But she only spoke of it once and let it be. Oh, interesting. I wonder why. Yes, I'm a Scorpio sun, Pisces rising, so water. Whoa. Do you have like a hard time dealing with like emotional impacts on things, or are you pretty like good about navigating those seas? I love salt baths. Yeah, they are great. Cool water, like when you are done, like okay, so if you're somebody that takes on a lot of energy from people, like avoid hugging a lot of people, you know, like, and if you shake hands with people, like rinse your hands off with cool water as soon as you can afterwards, because our bodies will actually, it's almost like it's like if you were like a balloon that's like staticky, or like you know, like, and you went through like a bunch of like hair or something, you know, you're gonna like pick up like the little pieces of the other people's energy, and it'll cling to you until you neutralize it, and the cool water neutralizes it. Especially when it's over the crown of your head. And also the nape of your neck. That's a big one too. So like I put peppermint on mine to protect from unwanted things that are gonna. I always had a habit of carrying black tourmaline or my rosary. That's a great way too. Yeah, crystals work really great. Selenite, that's a great one. You could even do like orgone stuff or orgonite. Thank you for the follow and thank you for the gift. Did you have a question? I guess no question, Alpine. In Odo we trust? Oh. Well, welcome. You have a confession? What is that? Thank you for the likes. 1,000 more and I'll do a mini reading for free. I do throw rocks at some people? Why do you throw rocks at people? You're stunning, by the way. Thank you, baby girl. My rosary has tiger's eye, hematite, and that's must be really pretty, actually. An obsidian. That would probably be very pretty. Thank you for the follow. People, they make me mad. So you throw rocks. But would you be okay with somebody throwing rocks at you? Always. Good morning. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes. My account is mainly crystal photography. Really? Like this account that you're on right now? Because I want to see that. You have beautiful energy. Thank you. No, but they deserve it. Good morning and happy Saturday. Good morning. Do a quick reading for me? Okay, you can Cash App or you can Venmo. Or if you can get me to 3,000 likes, then we can do the mini reading contest thingy and maybe you'll get picked. If we're talking about crystals, I adore carnelian. Oh, which one's carnelian? It sounds yellow, but I'm just guessing. I don't know which one that is. Thank you for the follow. And thank you for the likes. Oh, we're almost there. Exciting. No. Okay, so random message. Let's see. Random collected message. It's time for a lifestyle change. Oh, there's going to be a communication with a masculine. Or if you are masculine, it's time for you to communicate towards what you feel confident about and courageous about. Oh, okay, so everybody pick a number between... Okay. Between 1 and 66. Whoever gets closest. Okay, I know it is. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Like 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Daniel, you're the closest. The number was 55. So what can I do? What would you like a mini reading on? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. The one in your thoughts? Okay. Are you a masculine or a feminine? Because I can't see your profile picture. Well, obviously your name's Daniel, but and is the one that's in your thoughts masculine or feminine? So I know the energy of who's who in this better. Yes, it is amber on my necklace. Male and female. Okay, cool. That's what I was figuring, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so there is like a feeling of being trapped in the past, trying to seek justice or trying to find balance or justice because of a past energy. So if this isn't somebody that you actually know in this current life, then it could be a past life energy. But you're trying to find harmony and justice in the situation. And let's see. What can you tell me about this female? It looks like you are experiencing like a new idea. Like there is something logical, a new logical idea that you can find that's going to help you have the courage to rise up from a previous betrayal. what does the betrayal have to do with? But right now you're feeling a little bit like hopeless with the situation. So like, what does betrayal have to do with? The betrayal. Interesting. The betrayal, it looks like it was actually a karmic thing. Is this somebody that you know in this current life, or is this, do you feel like it, like, is it somebody that you actually know? Or is it just like somebody that you think about and you don't know who it is? Like, you know, like, repent what? Okay. So it is somebody from the past then. Gotcha. Okay. It does look like, what do I need? Okay, Daniel, I'm going to pause you for 2 seconds. User 0554788475. What would I need to repent? Can you let me know, please, sir? If you're going to be saying it, at least say the whole message. Because otherwise, it's just like harassment and judgment, and that's kind of not okay by your laws of your Bible. So, can you please let me know? No, I don't block people. People can say whatever they want in my room. I'm not going to censor anybody. If anything, it's just giving me more comments, but I would actually rather and prefer to hear his beliefs. So that maybe he'll change my mind. Maybe he'll make me want to. But one thing that is for sure is that I don't know what I would need to repent right now. I'm sure there's a lot of things I would need to. But I don't know which thing he's referring to. And he's clearly a psychic, so. Where'd you go, user? User is not here anymore? Are you here, user? Okay, I guess you're not here anymore. Well, let me know. Alright, so back to your reading, Daniel. Obviously, guy has 0 arguments, no sense. Yeah, well, that's why I like to give them the option. Because sometimes it's a pretty good argument. And you know, I like to hear different perspectives. Like I said, there's no negative or positive energy. So, it is what it is. Wow, you're beautiful. Thank you. If he believes in God or the devil, he believes in the energy. He just focuses on man. Made he a follower. Neutral. Okay, so you are a sweet person. Thank you. Alright, so back to your reading now. You are actually very intuitively tapped in, Daniel. There's also things that you aren't aware of. And those things are actually what were able to bring you a positive karmic cycle out of this situation. Like there was like some conflicts that needed to be resolved and brought to the open so that they could be, so that better luck and better blessings could come for you. Okay, so, hey, first time seeing you, love your energy. Thank you. How are you, Farah? I'm technically Christian, but can't stand people like that. I also believe in multiple deities. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think any religion's wrong. I also don't think any, you know, like, somebody's beliefs are their beliefs. But what does bother me is when they go against their own beliefs trying to prove a point. So, like, I just, but it's not something that'll actually get me, like, bothered. It's more so I just like the discussion. Yes, you have beautiful energy. Thank you, Raquel. Literally, it's stopping me in my tracks. Okay, so, but it does look like you're having a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety, Daniel. About a fresh start. Towards commitment. Okay, so your message of this reading is to let you know that you actually are in a really prime manifestation mode right now. And you are at a crossroads. And it does feel like you're having a lot of doubts with your abilities to manifest because of not having communication with a female that you wanted to be communicating with, or feeling like you can't work on like a team with females, okay, or with that particular female. the advice for that would be to let you know that actually this cycle has not closed out. You may need to travel, but more so, if it's not actual physical travel, then it's, I'll read your guys' comments in 1 second, okay? Then it's needing to actually just continue on righteous movements and continue moving towards your goal and take a fresh leap of faith. Don't worry about the struggle that's going to come from taking on the responsibilities or the imbalance that you may be feeling emotionally, because those will regulate themselves, it seems like, with you, which is interesting because that's not usually the message that comes out for people. But in this case, it looks like it may be something that would be beneficial if you did take on extra responsibilities in the moment with it. Because you're being indecisive, it's time for you to be determining what you want, because you're able to actually manifest it. And then allowing yourself to have a rebirth. So if you weren't in here in the beginning, then I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube, and it'd be really, like, probably beneficial for you if you watch it, because I think the beginning message definitely would apply to you as well. But it's time for you to actually allow yourself to let go of what is no longer serving you and start a fresh project journey. That cycle is not closed out. And so if you're wanting it to continue, then allow it to shed away the old so that you can start a fresh cycle in that same cycle. Does that make sense? But if you're not wanting to pursue, like, reuniting or whatnot, then also don't let yourself miss the opportunities that you could be having being awarded to you. And I'm getting something with traveling again too. So it may be really beneficial actually for you to be traveling or to go somewhere. Absolutely. Okay, so let me read some of these because I might have missed something that... Okay, so I'm more spiritual than anything, can't stand religion. I'm raised Christian but respect all. I'm a Christian hanging out with a Satanist. Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Yes, your energy is great. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the rose. If you wanted a question and you sent me, if you wanted a yes or no question and you sent me a gift, then just put like the little gift emoji after your question so I know that you had sent one. Thank you for the follow. Last time I was on your live, I developed social anxiety. Oh, I think you had that already though. Or did you mean like in the actual chat room because you were talking a lot? I've read a lot of occult books that says leave tarot cards and Ouija boards alone. Okay, so Nate, I'm gonna definitely address that one in a second. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for the follow. They said could unknowingly invite bad spirits. Personally, I've always been curious. Okay, yeah, I will definitely come back to that one. I have to feed the blue jay birds. Be right back. Okay, have fun. Thank you for the follow, RJ. Also, March 6th, I got in school suspension. Again? Girl, thank you. You're amazing. This resonates with me perfectly. You're welcome. I hope you got something out of it. Matthew, am I on? Okay, so for yes or no questions, send any gift. And put the little gift emoji after your question, after you send it. Okay, so about the tarot cards and Ouija board thing. There is validity in what you're saying, but there's also a flip side of things. Like, okay, so it depends on what type of reader you are and how you're using them. Because just like with anything can be used as a tool. Your own body could be used as a tool, actually, to get messages. And the type that I'm connecting with, like, the actual universal, like, collective energy, like, knowledge base, basically. Like the World Wide Web, literally, you know? And so it's the synchronicities that are pulling out the cards that are necessary, and the energetic, like, magnetism, or like the energetic messages that are needing to be pulled out are what are coming out. And then I also channel, like, downloads that come from the source energy, like who you'd consider God, I guess we would, if we were going to put a name on it. And so when I'm doing it, the cards are literally just a tool, or the pendulum is literally just a tool for me to process the messages so that I don't actually have to, like, be in, like, a meditation to get them. Now, if you are a reader who's using them to have a actual like human spirit communicate, that can open up for negative energies for sure, because then you're actually allowing like the spirit realm that's not supposed to interfere with the human realm in a physical sense. So you're allowing it to actually like take control basically in that aspect. So I don't do that type of readings. There are also people that would be like communicating through like a certain like entity, and that I don't do either. I actually don't do any type of like specific deity or specific entity type worship or rituals or anything like that, because I don't like there to be a deal being made, you know, because then it's owed on both sides. And so, and you can't really trust those messages necessarily. So with my readings, sometimes I just won't get an answer at all, because it's something that the person, like I'll get blocked completely because it's something that the person isn't meant to know. And it could mess up things for their, you know, for the path or the lessons that they're supposed to be learning, things like that. So if you ever go to somebody and they can get an answer every single time, it may, no matter how toxic your question is, it may be somebody that is not working with the right type of energy, you know. But I also like to allow it to be where people could test like the connection with me first if they want to, and things like that, you know. But mainly what I'm working with is the actual energy that the person is that's asking is sending out, because I do energy healing and I also do energy reading, so, and shadow reading. Whoa! Ah! I scrolled. Okay, so, oops, sorry. If you get motion sickness. I'm scared to go back to school because this girl wants to fight me Monday. Is it the same girl? I connect with the light and archangels, violet flame, Mama when I read, so... Oh, Mama Earth when I read. Beautiful. But those are mediums, not tarot readers. Where did you say I could find your content you were mentioning? Oh, on YouTube, you can just search for AmberEnergy Healer and Tarot. My anxiety is really bad. Okay, so I do have a couple videos on anxiety on my page, but if you can give me a little bit more specific details. Is it the same girl? Is that why my pendulum don't work sometimes? That very well could be, yes. If you don't have a blockage on your own, like, you know, because sometimes people get like a, depending on what you're asking about, it may be something that you feel resistant to getting an answer for. And so if that's the case, then it may be something that it's not going to get an answer at all. If it literally just stands still and it's not like giving you a maybe, you know, like if it's a maybe, then it's probably just literally just not determined yet. Because everybody has free will, and so like, and that's what's really important too about with readings that I don't hear a lot of people like warning people about, and I think they should. Okay, interesting. I started believing in tarot cards when a lady said my wife would have a baby. Hi Amber, you look very nice this morning. Thank you. She also said it would be a girl. About a year and a half later we did. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, Blue Jays fan. Awesome. You did your service to the world. It's not the same girl. Oh, yeah. Okay. You're not able to send me a message? So I can talk to you about it, like, privately? So you don't have to, like, feel put on blast in here? If someone puts a spell on me, but I'm protected, then what happens? Nothing. It'll just kind of bounce off. I don't like to do return, like, intentions for things like that, because then technically, I mean, you're just as guilty as the other person, I guess. Like, it kind of opens you up for being allowed to be hit. So I make sure that I don't do any intention work that's against anybody's free will, whether it's good or bad, because my version of good might not be what they're wanting, you know. So and then that seems to be very protective when it comes to what I'm allowed to be hit with from other people. And that goes for like judgments of any sort, or I can go on my other account that has DMs. Okay, yeah, do that. So do you believe in a higher power? I do believe in a universal power, yes. I actually believe in a lot of different deities. I think that they're all legitimate. But I don't like pray to any of them specifically, except I do believe in a universal collective energy power. That is the one that basically is like the power source. I think of it like this, like, okay, so like if you're thinking of like a business and you've got like a corporation or something, and you've got, so like Walmart, you know, like you've got the very top person, like but even they aren't the actual corporation, you know, like you've got the entire business of the entity, you know, like the whole entity of itself. That would be the higher power to me. Then you've got the CEOs and the people that are running it, and then you've got the people lower than them, and those are going to be the deities that people pray to in different religions, right? But then you've got below there, you've got like the district managers. That's going to be like the actual like separation of the religions, you know, and then you've got the store managers, and those are going to be the priests or the pastors or the reverends or the shamans or whatnot, you know. And then you've got the people that work there, and that's going to be the people who are like directly involved in that worship. And then you've got the people who shop there, and that's going to be the people that are like prospective, you know, like I'm involved in this, like I want to like follow this religion, whatnot, but I'm not like totally active. And then you've got the people who will never shop there, and those are the ones that are not believers. So it's like, I think, yeah. That's the way that I see it, at least. So when you're looking at collective energy, or when I'm referring to source, or when I'm referring to the general name of spirit, I'm referring to the actual corporation of the whole, of everything. Like so everything is incorporated in it. Like, you know, like all of the individual stores, all of, you know, like, and they all have to be existent in order for it to function. Otherwise, it will end up falling eventually if one side is too lopsided, or if one store isn't pulling through right. Yeah, Ava, send me a message from the one that you can DM on, and I will talk to you about it after I get off my live. Okay, I'm not going to be on for too long today, I don't think. I picked up a ruby kyanite yesterday. Ooh, what is that one? The absolute universal law and energy, yes. For example, I say for MF, we all gotta do and get the punish if it's bad. Okay, that one was a little bit confusing for me. Sorry. How about afterlife? What about the afterlife? Hello from Pennsylvania. Karma comes back eventually. Karma, sometimes it's in real time. You know, like sometimes, like I call it insta karma, you know, but the key about like karma is sometimes it's just learning the lesson in general. That was the karma that you needed to be experienced. And sometimes it's something that's going to actually, you know, it's not necessarily like somebody trips you, so then later on that day they're going to get tripped. It could be that somebody trips you, and then later on there's, you know, they end up stumbling or stubbing their toe, or like but it could also be that they were late for something because they were busy tripping you. You know, like there's not necessarily, it depends on each circumstance, I feel. But also sometimes the people that are tripping you are meant to be there to teach you how to walk and how to land and how to keep balance. And so they may be, although it seems like punishing you, or it seems like they're doing something bad to you, if you look at it from a perspective of, because you can also collect karma from doing something as revenge towards that person, or carrying hate or negative energy in your heart for that situation happening, because then you feel like a victim because the person was able to throw you off balance, instead of just learning how to keep your balance or how to avoid obstacles, you know. Keep doing you. Thank you. Never ever take advice from a woman, boys. Oh, wait. Let's see that one. Who are you? 7. What's up? 7. I would like you to expand on that logic. But you're right. I guess if you're considering yourself a boy, well, that doesn't make sense. So you don't take any advice from your mother? What are your thoughts about invoking Hecate for rituals? 3 a.m. type of ritual, any guidance? Make sure that you have very pure thoughts before you do it, and that you're very grounded before you do it. Had to learn how to release, yeah. Guardians and guides are different or the same. Ooh, that's definitely dependent on somebody's individual beliefs, I feel. I don't feel like all guides are meant to be guardians, no. But I do feel like, and I also don't feel like all guides are, I don't think that a good guide is actually going to be stepping in very often in your life. Unless it's absolutely necessary or it's something that is part of your journey to get the message. Because in reality, they would be stunting your actual progress and growth. So just like a teacher, you know, like it's, a good one is not going to continuously hold your hand through situations or protect you through situations, because you have to learn how to grow, you know. I'm manifesting the hell up out of here. Out of where you're living right now, or out of Earth. The body is temporary, the soul is eternal. Where did 7 go? I want to know why advice from women is not a good thing to do. We still live in a different dimension. That's why they're portal movies. I do believe that we have like energetic duplicates in the world, and like kind of like in The Simpsons. I don't know if you ever saw the episode where like there was the other Springfield, like it was the one that was like on the other side of like, and everybody like looked really similar, and they all had like the same type of energy, but then they were obviously different people. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever moved around from city to city, like you'll find the same people, you know, like, or it's like the same type of person. It's like the same energy of person, but they're a different person. Or like sometimes you'll find somebody that's like identical to you, like when you're looking at videos online or something. And I feel like that's probably kind of part of the whole like living in different timelines thing. Like there may be actually split energies, you know, like, or just like different programming, you know, like oh, I'm this type of software, and so is this person, and this person, and this person, and this person. But again, it leads back to balance, and it's meant so that everybody can be picking up pieces and combining in to be that full circuit, you know. Timelines, I feel that a lot. Yeah, I've seen that one, Homer landing in the human world. Yeah, that one too. Oh, what's this? The body is... Got it. Back. Do you think we exist after death or go out like a candle? Oh, okay. I do think we exist after death. And I do feel like we can get message. Okay, so I don't... Okay, so let me clarify. It's kind of like a complex image that I get in my head when it comes to like afterlife. I feel like there is the potential of somebody and their actual like consciousness remaining in the energy. You can also have somebody's energy remain without their consciousness behind it. And that goes for even like just any type of energy, you know, like, so like think of like when you roll up a chip bag, and it could be sitting there totally quiet, not moving for an hour or 2 hours or even a day, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it'll just like unroll a little bit. That's because of energy that was left there. Like when you rolled it up, the energy got stuck there. And that same thing happens with, like in the spirit sense, like when somebody passes or things like that, the energy can get stuck on things. So I do feel like that is one side of it. Then like an imprint, yeah. And then, well, an imprint would be more of like actually like almost like a fossil, or like you know, like actually like stamping it temporarily there. I mean like the inertia, I guess, like I don't know what word I would use, but then you've got the consciousness that would stay. So like that bag that unrolls, you know, like that chip bag, that's not a haunted chip bag, you know, it's because of the energy from you, like your energy was left there. The same thing can happen on like jewelry, things like that, right? So then, but then you also have like the where the consciousness can get stuck, and that's because they didn't cross over, they didn't transition right. And so in those aspects, depending on who it is or why the situation happened or whatnot, that is where that energy that was left behind can actually make choices on its own. And that's where haunting things happens. So I do believe very much, I see ghosts a lot. I have a lot of like poltergeisty type activity that happens around me. But so in that case, then it's actually the consciousness that's there. And that's why like the whole crossing over idea, where you're letting the person transition happen, like to where you're uninstalling their app basically from the universe, you know, like so that they can get reprogrammed. Okay, so then now we've got where is everybody else, right? So in my person, and again, this is my opinion, like this is just what I've, the message that I've gotten about it. Okay, so when we do transition naturally and we, you know, we get unprogrammed from our consciousness here, then I believe that our soul energy or our spirit energy is actually going to, there's going to be the one that keeps the actual like lessons and the things that you learned and things like that, and it's going to be recycled after it gets cleaned up, so like a refurbished phone. And then, but it doesn't come with all the programming still, you know, like the phone itself is there and it has the core software in it, but it doesn't have all of the downloaded apps and things like that that you collected along the way. Those get erased, or they should. Sometimes it doesn't get fully reset. So it's like factory reset. So sometimes I don't think it gets fully reset, and there might be some cache files still there, and that's where past life memories come from. And then sometimes you can have the actual software or the programs actually copied and duplicated because you were transferring to a new device or something. And that's where the whole like twin flame idea comes from. So now you've got two that are identical. And so when you have like people, and then I also believe that now the actual, because energy can't be created or destroyed, right? So it has to be transformed or moved, redirected, right? So the rest of it, like your actual like that energy, like that like rolling of the chip bag type energy, not the consciousness energy, that energy I feel like gets put into whatever it needs to be put in to help the balance. So it could be that somebody like that energy of like the actual like physical type of energy is getting, and that's why when we pass away and things eat us and stuff like that, or we decompose or whatever, or when something decomposes and then it becomes food source, and you know, like that's where that, or like it gets released as gases and things like that, that's all still finding a place and a new thing to become. And so basically eventually everything will be the same. It'll be all mixed together eventually. And yeah, so so you'll be able to tell me what some dreams mean? I would, yes. If you'd like to do a dream interpretation, that would be something I would rather do privately. You can book it on my site in the book services option. Knowledge of things you never learned. I felt that a lot growing up. Would you be able to translate some dreams? Yes. Good morning. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. And that's where like the whole like, you know, like where you could be like your ancestral energy, you could be like remembering that you were somebody in the past, and it's because those cache files are still collected there. So I do believe that there is reprints happening of people, basically. Like, we're all getting refurbished constantly and reused. But not in the physical sense. That's getting reabsorbed. I guess would have been a much simpler way of putting that. And then it also does happen in a physical sense too, with tower moments. When, like the universe comes in, just decides to, that's what the Phoenix concept is talking about. It's like when everything has to burn down so you can actually rebuild. And that would be like when you factory reset, but you're still keeping your phone. I got this dream interpretation book and I hate it. It's always a downer. Really? I have one from when I was a kid still. It's on my bookshelf over in my office area. So weird, but understand what you're saying. Okay, good. I'm glad. Love your background. Thank you. I know I love it too. It's my kitties. Well, it's supposed to be my kitties, Simba and Monster. But why would the dream book be a downer? It's really helpful to, dreams are like, they're very beneficial. Very beneficial. Especially nightmares. Like, they tell you a lot about the things that are in your shadow that need to be addressed or released or readapted or reframed. What does it mean if you don't dream? Oh, you do dream. You just might not be remembering them, but everybody dreams all night long as soon as you go into REM. But it may just be that what you're dreaming about is stuff that doesn't need to be noticed, because it's something like you may be very good at releasing the energies or the worries or the concerns like throughout the day, to where you don't need to be like telling yourself a message or getting a message. But you definitely are, your brain activity is still going to be happening as if you're dreaming. Because sometimes like dreams are just like a collection of stuff, like stuff that like emotions that you're ignoring or that you didn't notice having, or that you messages that you need to know about yourself. But they can also be used as like ways to receive messages, that like downloads, basically, like premonitionary things. Subconscious stuff, yeah. Subconscious chatter. But it can also be very spiritual chatter too, depending on how open you are to the connections. When the first time I heard the tarot cards after reading the Bible in the same moment was Wow and Tower. Oh, interesting. See, I get flash images, symbols, etc. Oh, those, yeah. Have you ever looked up what the images are, like the symbols? Because that's usually very divinely sent as a message. Hello from Cure Beach. Hello. I have dreamed in past life and future lives. It's kind of weird to say that, but I definitely have past life memories. I have definitely. I didn't until I went through my spiritual awakening, but I definitely do. And I confirmed them with DNA tests, so that's pretty cool. Well, confirmed as much as possible to confirm, but like. Hello. Oh, and I also do past life readings. If anybody wants to do a hypnosis on that, it's done in hypnosis. You can also schedule that on my booking services option. I'm redoing my site right now, so it's a little bit probably not very shopper friendly, but I'm working on it as quick as possible. So if you don't see the option for something that you're wanting, send me a message and I can definitely work it out with you. I'm very lenient with pricing and with timing, and like I don't have a schedule that you need to like schedule in a certain time period or whatever. I like to be as available as possible, because I'd rather people get the messages that they need and not be stressed trying to find a way to get them as much as possible to where it's fair. What's up, yo? What's up? One was a labyrinth and one was a pentacle. Well, pentacles are for protection. So maybe protection through your confusion. Do you want to... You can come in. Huh? Are you sure? Never believed in cards or Bible. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning. I never believed in cards or Bible. Tried them until I started feeling the bad vibe around and let them do. Okay, that one confused me a little bit. Sorry. You could rewrite it or reword it. Hello, good morning. How are you? How's your day? Or morning, I guess. I guess you don't really know how your day is going yet. Then there's lucid dreaming. Yes, and astral projection. Very much. Very awesome to practice. So I'm seeing clear or not on how this is working out and giving me some answers, ideas, and what I'm doing. It's still early, but hopefully it will be a great day. It will be a great day. Not hopefully. It will be. It will be a very hopeful day. Fantastic morning. Good. What is Laszlo? Am I saying that right? What is it? Is that your actual name or is that the nickname or? Make it a great day. Every day above ground is a good fucking day. If you let it be. And the universe is always working for you. In your favor. If you let it be. There's always a purpose that makes things better. You just can't let your ego tell you that you're not deserving of the better part of it. Because a lot of times people feel like they have to be sad or they have to be mad about something or they have to feel like a victim in a situation or they have to, otherwise they're letting themselves down. And it's like, well, maybe not. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was crying. Well, crying is a good thing because it does help heal you. I feel like, Ava, you should really talk to your mom about maybe scheduling a session with me for either perspective coaching or relationship mediation or for rapid transformational therapy or even hypnosis for like anxiety or for fears, things like that. Any of them, anything would be beneficial for you. Ava, talk to your mom about it. Because I do need her permission to be able to work with you on things, you know, because you're not over 18. So if you are able to talk to her and get her to send me a message, maybe give me a call, you can go to my website, AmberEnergyHealer.com. Hypnosis can be used on people all the way down to 2 years old. So thank you for this. I'm going to see your page on YouTube. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, make sure you check out all my stuff. Leave comments if the stuff resonates, you know, because then I know how I'm doing also. But I do have a lot of free pick-a-cards and free tarot readings on there, and they are all collective, timeless energy. So go to whatever is intuitively calling to you, and your message will be there if you don't want to actually get a paid one. But make sure you leave feedback on it and subscribe because that obviously is going to help me a lot. It's a very slow building page at this point. Good morning, Russell. How are you? What's your YouTube channel? AmberEnergy Healer and Tarot. And AmberEnergy is one word. Just AmberEnergy. Healer and Tarot. It sucks that we can't put like multiple links on. Oh, I guess I could just put my, like, be my fan or something. Or make a linked tree. I guess that might be easier. But you already sent the message? Okay, awesome. I will make sure. You're allowed to, like, I mean, you can message me, but, like, I mean, like, to actually, like, do, like, a session with me, I do need her to sign off on it. But I would really talk to her about it and see what she says, because, it could really help you a lot, I'm sure. Because you matter so much, and your happiness matters so much, and you're supposed to be an empress. You are an empress. Don't forget that. Don't let other people make you think anything about yourself that you don't want to, you know? They're nothing to you. They can affect you right now, yeah. Directly, yes. But in the long run, you're not going to remember them once you're older. You're not going to need to. You're going to have your own people that get, you know, it's just, it sucks when you're young because you're forced into the dynamics, you know, like you're forced to be, but it's also a great learning experience so that you can learn how to deal with annoying people that suck, you know? But don't let them get to you, because they are nothing to you. You are an amazing person. You're a beautiful soul, and you deserve to be here just as much as anybody else. That made me smile for the first time in 2 days. I'm so glad. Yeah, and yeah, don't let anybody take your smile from you. I'm telling you, or your heart, because they don't deserve it. They aren't worth you not being happy, you know? Like, for what? You're giving them your happiness, so what? There's just no reason to. You keep that. That's yours. They have their own. It's a delicate balancing act when reading for younger clients. Yeah, it is. It is, because a lot, you know, it's taking on a responsibility, and that's why it's so important to have, I won't do tarot readings for people that aren't able to make the legal decision, you know, but as far as hypnosis goes, or RTT, I definitely will for younger clients, certainly, because it's therapy, you know. You certainly are attractive. How are you? Thank you. I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for the follow. How goes it? It goes decent. It goes. It's still going. That's the great part. I'll be back. I'll go talk to her. Okay. Yeah, tell her she can go to, you know, let me see. There's a website that you can send her to check out my stuff. It's, on mywellbeing.com. Let me see if I'll send it to you, and I'll try to send it to you in a message right now, and then you can show her that. It's different than my AmberEnergy Healer one, because that's more of my spiritual stuff. Legal decision. Oh, like people that are under 18. I'm glad to see tarot readers and witches out in the open and doing their thing nowadays, right? Yeah. It makes no sense not to. Because, honestly, any type of religion has rituals to it, and has magic, quote unquote. It's all just intention work, and it's all beliefs, and it's all a way to harness an energy. It's not something that's necessarily evil just because you're doing something in a ritualistic manner. Every religion has rituals. So I don't know where it became, like, automatically evil just because it's not one that, yeah, I don't know. It's just, now people do use it for bad sometimes, or for bad, for their own, and that's where it comes in. Any religious practice or any spiritual practice, you just can't do it in a way that's selfish or that's forcing upon somebody else, and you'll be okay. you know um, I'll be through with my contact working in New Zealand, scuba welding, deep sea diving, BP offshore. Ooh, that's scary. Is it scary to you, or do you like it? Oh, do you see it as income source? Oh, do I use it as an income source? Use what? Like, which part of it? Whatever genuinely works best for you. Even Christianity has rituals, they're just super judgy people. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, even technically blood rituals, if you're going to get technical, But not all Christians are judgy. A true Christian is not judgy. Because it's not their place. It's not up to them to be the one that's, at least not yet. Because they like to change the name of it. You call it a ritual, and you are right. Do you? Yeah. Tarot readings. I do use it as an income source, but I also, if I am guided to give a message for free, then I will do it that way too. I see it as an exchange of time and energy and skill set. So it's just like going to a coach or going to an advisor. You're going to pay for their time as well. However, if you're a good coach or a good advisor, if somebody is just randomly talking to you, you're going to use it also in a free sense, I would think, unless you're very selfish. But okay, talk to her. She said no because I see a school therapist. Okay. Well, I could still give you some advice, but she said if I didn't see a school therapist, she would. Well, I'll still send you, when I send you a message later, I'll still send you my site, and she can still check it out. Don't bug her about it, but, Or maybe you could even ask your school therapist about RTT, and then maybe they could let her know what it is. It's rapid transformational therapy. Maybe if they agree that it would be good for you, then you guys could, they could contact me or something. Typically, I'm the advisor on the streets. That works. That's a great place to be one. It's exactly where people need it. I'm full-blooded Native American Indian. I believe in higher powers. I see into the future. Beautiful. That is a blessing in itself. Everyone comes to me with their thoughts. Yeah. But then again, I'm also constantly making sure others' needs are met if I can, because I'm empathetic. Are you making sure that yours are met as well? It's hard seeing other people's lacking and not to lend an offering hand. Yeah, but sometimes, which I'm sure you know because you are somebody that does it often, sometimes it's best to let them have to figure it out too. That's where it just comes to discernment. It's kind of like when a baby is, I like to think of it like when a baby's learning how to walk. You are going to want to help it, right? And you may guide it when it's taking its first step or two, but then you're going to let go and you're going to let it fall. Even though it's a little precious baby that shouldn't be getting hurt, you're going to let it fall, and it's going to start crying, and you're going to tell it it's okay, and you're going to let it try to stand up again, which is a very scary process, I'm sure, for the little one, but they're determined because they know they want to grow. They know that it's something that they need so that they can navigate and they can get places on their own instead of being carried everywhere. And that doesn't mean you're not going to carry it occasionally, right? But in that process of it learning how to walk, you have to let it fall. You have to let it cry. You have to let it be on its own, because otherwise the muscles aren't going to grow right. They're not going to get strong, and they're not going to learn how to balance on their own, and they're not going to learn how to overcome that fear of trying, and they're not going to feel that accomplishment afterwards when they do finally get it. Nobody like looks at a baby when it falls and then like points and laughs and is like, "Ha, you're a failure for the rest of your life. You're never going to get it," and then doesn't let them try again, right? Everybody will look at it like, "Oh, get back up," And it sucks that we forget that feeling of this person, this little human is trying and they're growing and they don't know yet. So it's my responsibility to just keep them as safe as possible while they figure it out. And that's where I think a good guide, like as far as like advisors go and coaches go, like you're going to give them the tools and you're going to teach, you're going to be there while they need the help or the advice or whatnot, and you're not going to point and laugh when they fall. Well, you might, but not in a way that's mean, but sometimes it's good to learn how to laugh at your falls, but you're going to let them know that it's always an option to try again. And that's what you just have to try different. Keep trying different until it works. And one day it will. And then you'll get it. And until then, people shouldn't give up on people as long as they're trying different. Now, if you're stuck in a loop where you're trying the same thing over and over and over again and it's not working, then it gets very frustrating. And then it's like, this person is somebody I'm just going to give up on. But as long as somebody is trying, then people shouldn't give up on them. And it kind of like pisses me off that people do that to other people, where they think all of a sudden just because they're an adult they should have already known, or just because they know that the other person should know already. And it's like, but you didn't walk in the same path. Like, you didn't have the same experience. You didn't have the same teachers. You didn't have the same life. So some people just don't yet. And that means they're still that baby that needs that loving guidance, that unconditional guidance, not judging and pushing them down and telling them they are never going to be able to learn. Yeah, all others truly need is validation and support. But it's also why it's so important to learn self-validation and compassion. Because that baby doesn't think to itself, I'm going to fail because I fell. Because it hasn't learned that concept yet. What it's going to try is it's going to try again, and it's going to try different, right? Like, they don't learn to hate themselves or to give up on themselves yet. And that's where people are most needing to learn how to tap back into, is that innocence, that purity of like, I just don't know yet, and that compassion. I've been a medicine man in my native reservation since 1978. Wow, that is so cool. I have so many questions for you if you ever want to send me a message. Everyone's failure or success is their own, is from what I learned. Unconditional care. Yeah. And a fall is not a failure. Like, it doesn't mean that you are done unless you choose to be. Giving up trying different is what could be considered a failure, not failing. Because failure, anybody that's successful is going to tell you it took a lot of fails. It took a lot of pain. It took a lot of headache and heartache and exhaustion and feeling like they couldn't do it, or not knowing the answer, or having to learn the answer, seek the answer. And that's where people don't understand that when you're going through hard times, that's actually the most blessed time that you could be in, if you seek out the lessons, because that's why you're going through it. It's like, if you're on a sports team. My cat's making biscuits on me. How cute. There's little murder mittens. I love my darkness. That's the name. Yeah. Facing darkness. I like that. I've overcome that personally. You know what? I'm going to stand my ground and be the better person, and tell the principal about the growth. Everyone's failure or success is their own. Okay. You find your light in the shadows. You can see your light because of the shadows. Yeah. It's funny, like, people think that, never mind, I got blocked on saying that. Censored from my, sorry. I've looked deep into your eyes. I'm totally in touch with your spiritual strength. Awesome. In short, I got ripped from the only family I knew at 8 years old. 8 to 13, I lived with an abusive pedophile. Sorry you had to go through that so much. Hi, Erica. Is Willie telling me the truth? Has he lost all feelings for a bit? Erica, if you'd like a yes or no, you just have to send a gift, okay? Of any sort. Then from 13, I've been on my own, figuring out myself in my journey. I'm not sorry. Beautiful. Beautiful. That is beautiful. Hello, Bryce. Thank you for the follow. Someone had to take on the generational trauma and break away. And that is gold right there. That is so important. And that's why a lot of my focus, because I've been in a lot of... You're really happy? Awesome. You're very entertaining. Well, thank you, I think. Did you mean that in a good way? No, but a lot of... I've been through a lot of different experiences, and I've partaken in a lot of different experiences, and I have a very firm belief that when people, like the abusers or the bullies or they are also learning that from somewhere, you know, and it's really important to me to try to get ahead of that cycle. And sometimes it does take somebody to stop it by going through and finding a way to find love out of it and finding a way to find positivity and growth out of it rather than letting it be something that keeps that perpetuating cycle by tapping into the negative energy instead. You're so beautiful that when they made the sun, they crafted it in your image and your likeness. Oh, thank you. That was nice. So after you get off, are you sending me a message? Yes, say valuable. My grandmother got a master's degree in psychology and used it to manipulate family. Ooh, no, that's definitely shadow energy. I do believe that sometimes, like, well, I don't know if it's called manipulation. I guess it would be persuasion, but sometimes it can be used in a positive sense. Like, as long as it's but you have to have, like, you have to be working for what the person is wanting to have happen, you know, like, not what you think would be good for the person. And that's where manipulation turns very ugly. Now just tell me when this load of tires is going to be ready. What load of tires? You have to accept the negative energy, though, I think, to ever truly stop running from it. Yeah, I call that training my dragons, or training the dragons, rather than trying to slay them. It's about standing there and looking the devil in the eyes and winking, or batting your lashes. Letting it know that it's not something, you need it, it's there for a reason, and it's not something to fear, it's something to learn how to navigate. And if it's something that's an inner dragon, like an inner demon, like if it's something that like those negative thoughts, those intrusive thoughts, those you've created, or like the dark side of your personality, you created that. It's a fragment of you. Fears, you created them. They're a fragment of you. So when people look at them like they're more powerful than them and they can't control it, it's like, whoa, you have so the wrong perception, because you made it, which means it's only a piece of you. So if you were able to make something that you deem to be so powerful, think of how powerful you actually are. If you remember who you are and you remember the fact that you created that, and then you learn how to train it, just like how you made it, you can break it and you can train it to be something that works in your favor and harness it as like a source that you can tap into. I don't know what's good for anyone but me. My care is unconditional. That is beautiful. Yeah, through acceptance of all parts, we learn to truly love ourselves, right? Yes. Yeah, I was actually just talking about that this morning. So if I got a D on my report card, I would have gotten my phone taken away until I got it up. But I got it up. Oh, good job. That is so exciting. I'm a truck driver trying to get home. Now you know that you can do it from the beginning, because if you got it up, then if you just don't let it drop next time, you're going to be so golden. I tell everyone I meet, if they make a mistake or do me wrong, my door remains open. If they can meet me with understanding and accountability, that's exactly what I believe. That's just like that section of that person. That's just that one piece of that person. That doesn't change the other things that are amazing about that person. And so as long as they're willing to be accountable to it and they're willing to, accountability is my thing. Accountability. Like, I don't care what you fuck up on, but fix it. And don't lie to me about it if I ask you about it. You know, like, I will give somebody 20 billion chances. It doesn't mean I'm going to be staying in a relationship if it's toxic for me and it's damaging me, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to hate the person because they were toxic at that time in their life. It means that they have the option to change and to grow and to heal and still be somebody that matters in my eyes. In the early 1970s, at age 17, I left parents' house and got trained to be a scuba welder for a major oil company. I've been watching videos about the like deep sea welders and stuff like that, and it's so like it makes me feel very blessed for not having to do it. Do you like it? Like, or is it scary to you? I think I manifest everything in my life, most likely. I had to learn to tap into that source, per se, at close, unaliving moments in life. I definitely, yeah. I feel like because I've definitely had a couple of those moments in my life as well, and I've also had a couple that were forced upon me. And I'm so thankful that none of them were successful, because it would have been a major disappointment, or it would have been a major, like, waste of opportunity, basically, later on, that I didn't see at the time. Redfoot, do you believe in Bigfoot? My family are truly struggling with the journey to functional existence. And that's where it's their struggle, that they are going to... It may be that you're trying to fit into the wrong box. Maybe other people's version of functional existence isn't the one that you guys were meant for. Deepwater gives me past life fears. Thank you for the follow. But I manifest every day that they're on the right path to their own enlightened journeys. Always brings up past life traumas. Yeah. What does empathy mean? Empathy is your ability to feel the emotions of another person, or to relate to them, like to connect with how the other person's feeling, or how another person would feel. Notice that have a controlled image of a past part of my soul that no longer exists. Yes, I do. Age 14, while with friends on the reservation, something huge. Oh, you saw one? Those guards and defenses have been ripped away. Thank you for the likes. Across the Trinity River. I see my school therapist once a week. I see her on Tuesday. Yeah, I'll send you some information on your RTT, and then you can talk to her about it. Maybe she might even be trained in it, or it might be something that she might be interested in training in it. And in that case, tell her to go under my referral, so I'll get a percentage for if she goes to the school. But I've heard too young when I was hitchhiking near Arcata, California. Their parents. I've seen space friends all my life about it. Scolded them to be silent. Little alien faces. That was my interpretation of you guys. Her name is Miss Courtney. You like her? Is she helpful? Yes, she is the best. Awesome. Heather, if you would like to do any type of mediumship readings, it's $50. Um, you can book it. I don't want to do it on my live. I mean, I will if it's something that you're okay with, but I would rather do it one-on-one. But if you'd like to do a yes or no, you can just send a gift and then send your question and a little like gift emoji afterwards, so I know that you sent a gift. Okay. This one we noticed had to be approximately 9 foot tall, huge strides. Wow. I've had lots of memories of past incarnates and spiritual guardians, so I think I have powerful soul ties. Oh, most definitely then. Um, I love doing past life readings with people, or like hypnosis with people. I think it's so interesting, the things that people remember. Um, so if you're ever interested in looking more into them, book a session with me. It can be recorded also, so you can play it back later to see what your answers were and stuff if you'd like. Went to 3 lives, like 3 past lives. Do you have any feelings on her? Can you tell me her first name? Sally? Okay. I don't know if you saw that or not, but... Okay, so Sally... Hey again! Welcome back! Okay, so, and the important day that would be connected with her would be March 11th through 20th. It's one that I'm picking up. Also... June 21st to September 21st, somewhere in there, that time. Thank you for the rose. And an important day connected with... What was your name? Heather? Heather. Let me know if those resonate or not. Heather. And then April 21st to April 30th. If those aren't ringing a bell off the top of your head, then I can tell you a little bit more about them, but... the last one was specifically a date that was connected with you. The first 2 were dates that were connected with her. And the... Oh my gosh, let me read these. If I didn't just get into housing from being unhoused, I would. Okay, so I've been here since that toxic boy cheated on me, and then a couple of months later, I get a boyfriend, then we broke up, so now I'm single as a Pringle. I like that expression. Another time while in the Pit River Reservation while on a deer hunting trip, one crashing into a bush. What? That's crazy. Thank you again for the rose. That's awesome, and I'm grateful to hear your experience, Red Hawk. May I ask for a short reading? I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do like a free mini read thing where you guess a number, and we'll do one. So, no, don't. My B-Day, April 19th. My mom is not very good just anyway now. What do you mean? Oh, don't guess your number yet, because I haven't decided on one yet. Okay, so April 19th is your B-Day. And that card that was connected with you, April 21st to April 30th. And this one has to do with rebuilding losses and finding hope again. So I wonder what happened right after your birthday. Do you know when she went to the nursing home? Or it's kind of okay. So the first date that I gave you, the first set of dates, had to do with like happiness, like emotional fulfillment, and family fulfillment, and like abundance of happiness. The second set of dates that I gave you has to do with bad news and feeling like incapable of manifesting like passion. But anyways, I'm just letting you know that's what I was able to connect with right now. If you'd like to do an actual reading, then I will definitely. But I figured you were just asking to see if I was able to actually connect with her. So I was making sure that I gave you at least some type of... I thought that when you were asking that it was a mediumship thing, so I was trying to connect with her spirit. If she's alive now, that may be a different situation. So these... in a nursing home 2 days ago, they're just waiting on her pass. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the roses. Tam Hope for healing advocacy. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so let's do... Thank you for the heart class. Okay, so let's do the mini reading, pick a number thing. Yeah. If you'd like, okay, so for readings, you can AmberEnergy Healer for Cash App, or the Phoenix Concept for Venmo, or you can book it on my website, AmberEnergyHealer.com, or you can click the link in my bio and call me directly. Or you can guess a number right now for a mini reading, chance at winning a mini reading. And let's see here. I need a pencil. Okay. I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 20. Don't guess the numbers yet, because... okay, so it's not going to be 9, 8, or 16, because those ones were guessed, and I don't want it to look like it was rigged. So a number between 1 and 20. Let's see here. Alright, so you've got 1 minute to guess your numbers. Whoever gets it first. Oh, actually, we already have it. Okay, so the first person that got it. Enter Sandman. Sweet greetings and great salutations. Hello there. And then I'll be most likely retiring from school welding after 50 years for Chevron offshore. Are you excited about that or no? Thank you for the chili pepper. I know, it's whoever said it first, unless, obviously, if somebody wants to trade it with you, but the readings, okay, so I'm actually having a pretty big sale right now. It's like $45 off on my website, if you want to check that out. Go to AmberEnergyHealer.com. For on here, it's going to be, I'm going to leave it open right now, actually, for whatever you get out of the reading. So, whatever you feel is appropriate payment, as long as it's more than $5. Since it's on live. That's just what I'm being guided to do. So, okay, so Enter Sandman, what would you like to do your reading on? Oh, and if you send gifts, then you can write a question with the little gift emoji after it to let me know that you sent one, and I'll do a yes or no for you. For any gifts, okay? But I still got it right in my head. Well, good. I pick, so just a general message? Okay. Yes, you can send a cash app. It's Amber Energy Healer. Okay, so Enter Sandman. Sorry. Okay, so Enter Sandman. Actually, let me clear my energy in here real fast. 1 second. It was really 13 all along. You're not cheating us. Oh, yeah, I have it written down. Oh. I must get off the phone, beautiful. I have too many things to get caught up on. See you soon, and others. Okay, have a blessed day. Remember, in a chaotic world of chaos, I live violently, peaceful, and calmly enraged. What a beautiful disaster that is. It's wonderful. But, like, still cool. Okay, so remember, my empathy skills terrify me at times. Oh, yeah, it can be kind of creepy, huh, sometimes. Especially if you're tapping into somebody that's in a negative form of energy. What an experience to be able to experience it without actually being the one holding it, huh? You sent Cash App? Okay, awesome. As soon as I do get done with the Enter Sandmans, I'm going to do yours then, okay? Alright, so Enter Sandman, while I'm doing yours, can you please type in all caps so I can see your answers immediately? Alright, so let's start. Do you ever think empathy can be for a form of telepathy? Yes, I do. Alright, so Enter Sandman. It looks like you experience a lot of anxiety around your leadership skills as a practical leader, like a financially practical, grounded, or you're currently experiencing at least anxiety around it. That anxiety that you're experiencing, it is self-imposed. It is not something that is meant to be teaching you a lesson. It's not something that is meant to be a punishment. It is literally something that you are putting on your own self for whatever reason. What can you do about this anxiety? If something doesn't resonate, please let me know, like, as soon as possible so I can reevaluate the message that I got, okay? It seems like it is actually a form of, like, self-punishment that you might be choosing. as a way to stall your journey because of a slight. Okay, yeah. As soon as I get done with Enter Sandmans, then I'm going to do yours. Okay, so don't leave. It's not going to be a long one. It's going to be a short one. And if you do leave, at least come back, and then I'll do it then. Okay. It's because you're lying to yourself about the fact that you can't have a passion that you want to have. And it may be because you feel like a burden from a feminine energy and her truth and the need to work on a team with her. So you don't feel like you have any options for you to pursue that passion or that project without it being a failure. Does this resonate so far? Or this feminine, if she's not somebody that's currently like a spouse, then it could be like maybe your mom putting beliefs in your head. It could be a female boss. It could be your own, like, whoa, what? Whoa, Amber, what's the color of your energy? Pickle Slut. I love that name. Are the free ones you have to pay for a questions? I need to get messages to my mother. Are you able to help? Yes, I can. You can book it on my site, or you could do it through Cash App or Venmo, but for... Are you still here then, Sandman? What's the favor, Mary Jane? Oh, Sandman. Send me a drink. I meant to say, can you please do me... No. Unless... Rumpled, yes, I do remember you. Hello. How are you? We all knew that was coming. I'll message you on your DM. Thank you. Oh, okay, great. That'll work. I'm doing good. Okay, so Salmon, does this resonate so far, or am I off? I just paused so I could check in with you real quick. Or is this not the direction that you want me to go with it? Or, yes? Okay, perfect. All right, thank you. It's because, like, when I'm doing them on live, I get hit with a lot of energies, especially when people are asking questions and stuff. So I like to periodically check in to make sure that I'm still focused on the right person. Because it's kind of like if somebody was to, like, have a whole, like, photo album of pictures, or, like, if I was, like, to throw these cards, and, like, each of you had, like, a part, like, certain cards that you were throwing out, you know, and then, like, they all just got mixed up, and I have to, like, remember which ones were from who, you know, like the way that the messages come through. So it can get kind of, like, tangled sometimes, so I just like to check in. All right, so let's see here. It looks like you fear her truth leading towards unhappiness in the family, or in a family dynamic, or, like, in your own fulfillment in life. It's like her truth is in lack. It's almost like you have higher either aspirations, or you have more, like, hope. Like, you're more of like romantic about life, where it's like, but why can't we do it, you know? And maybe she's more logical and, like because it's not something that we do, you know, like that type of energy. Okay, so let's see here. What can he do? What is the advice for... The advice is to learn your obstacles and use them. Don't get impatient with creation, and allow her to be your power source when you are impatient. Like, go to... it's going to be, you need to take a fresh leap of faith, like a leap of faith towards your passions. Pursue them fully, full-heartedly, and quickly if needed. Because she's going to be fearful and may accidentally cause delays. So it's going to be up to you to be the driving force, basically, and let her be your groundedness or your structure. It's time. You've been through a period of resting already. It's now time that you rise up and you take that leap. I find tranquility in her calamity. I fight wars while she fights peacefully. Okay, yeah, that's definitely this energy. Be very cautious not to lock yourself away with your burdens or your responsibilities. Don't feel like a victim if you've been like beat up in the past. And understand that the walls that you are building around yourself, or the like the responsibilities that you're taking on, you're taking them on, and that's where that anxiety comes in. Don't allow yourself to get so stuck in your requirements, or your, that you feel like you can't move, because you're the one that's building that wall. So you can build exits at any point. You can build it in the direction that you want it to go. And that's why it's important that you stay with your passion forward and just embrace the groundedness of her, but also understand why she may be fearful at times, so that you can meet her where she feels safer, or so you can cover her eyes real quick while you jump off that cliff. You get what I'm saying? Like, so by the time she even realizes, you're already like, okay, look, you're grounding me down again. We're fine again. It was like a Band-Aid, like it was just real quick. And, so you guys can actually work, because you deserve to pursue your passions. That's what this is about. Like, you need to pursue your passions. You have an idea that you feel like it's going to be a failure, and it's not. It will be successful, and it's going to bring you happiness. Don't worry about doing it a traditional way. Sometimes it's nobody else's decision of how you make money, or how you achieve commitment, or how you achieve success. If you're experiencing an imbalance or an injustice, it's because you're letting yourself get distracted by too many options. So let the emotions actually be tapped into instead of ignoring them. Let the monsters in my head teach my demons how to pray. Yeah. Understand that you created those demons. You created those dragons, and learn how to train them so that you don't have to try to slay them, because they are part of you as a power source if you're able to harness the power in them, and you created them. So don't let them think they run the show. Get control over it again, and understand that you can chase your passions, and they may be exactly what you need to have that power behind you to push forward. Okay. And yeah, so that was your free message. I hope you got something out of it. So Amber, are you still in here? I just told my mama about us? What do you mean? I'm here. Okay, perfect. What would you like your reading to be on, dear? Guy with white hat. Thoughts on me? What? I don't get that. Thank you. You are truly gifted. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. She wants to meet you. She's gonna cook us crab legs tonight. Oh, I would never eat crab legs, but that's also kind of weird. Who are you? have to. How does Ladante feel about me? I have bad anxiety. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's hear. How does Ladante feel? Actually, not for this one. Let's use these cards first. Okay, so Ladante. How does Ladante feel about just entertaining them? I know. How does Ladante feel about Amber and Nicole? Thank you for the follow. Oh my god, a lot. It feels a lot. Alright, so. I wish you could trust me. I feel like we're growing apart. These are thoughts from him. These would be like his inner, like, his actual, like, how he feels about you or the situation. Grand Rising, Amazing Spirit. Thank you, you too. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much, Dante, about Amber. I want to keep you safe. I got myself stuck on you. It's hard for me too. I'm jealous of you. You make me nervous. Oh my gosh, I can't stop spying on you. I feel like a ticking time bomb. So now let's see what the meaning behind those thoughts are. Make sure you type in capitals K so I can see your answers out of the other messages. And again, if something doesn't resonate, please let me know as soon as you're possibly able to, so I can re-look at it. Okay. I don't mind being told I'm wrong. I do mind giving the wrong message. Okay, so does that resonate so far, though? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes. He's feeling very, he feels like a victim right now. It's making him, there's like a need for him to overcome some type of an addiction. There could also be a return of an old friend. That is making him feel victimized in some way, or like a wounded warrior, basically. Oh my gosh, hold on. My bracelet got stuck on my fishnets. Sorry. Okay. He fears judgment. He's like avoiding the change or the judgment from a very self-sufficient feminine energy. Would you please be willing to show us your fainting impression? Nope. Maybe. I don't know. That's a weird question. I'm like, oh, that's about as good as I do. I wouldn't know. Every time I faint, I don't see myself do it, so. Alright, so, he is trying to restore balance. He's trying to restore balance, aloha, with him as the emperor, by trying to get his emotions fulfilled and his finances fulfilled and like his material needs fulfilled, so that he can feel like an emperor, because right now he has a big displeasure in healing. So it seems like his thoughts are a lot to do with himself and his own insecurities and trying to get them flowing again to be confident. That's an absolutely phenomenal painting impression. Thank you. Will he text her? Will he text? Will he call? I don't see him texting first. I do see him calling. When? Let's see when. Can we do another mini reading? Yeah, once I get another 3,000 likes, we could. When will he call her? When will he call? When will Adante call Amber? Between March 21st and March 30th. Are our feelings mutual for each other? Are their feelings mutual for each other? Yes. He just needs time to get himself, like, feeling like a masculine again. And maybe to get his finances, like, everyone liked the live. Thank you for that suggestion. I agree. This doesn't seem like it's something that is him not caring about you. It seems like it's something where he doesn't feel adequate enough to care about you. And so he's trying to, like, get himself collected again. Like, himself grounded and, like, you know, like, feeling successful again. Or feeling capable of being what you're needing or what you deserve. I haven't been this happy in I don't know how long. Will he tell me how he feels about me? Is he going to tell Amber how he feels about her? I'm literally not getting an answer on that. Why won't he tell her? Or why won't I get an answer on that? Like, why can't I know? Or why can't she know? Because he's still debating whether or not it's a good idea or not. But he's very interested in you. He just really doesn't feel like he's good enough for you for some reason. Mostly around finances. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning. Okay. You are more than welcome anytime. Hope I brought you what you needed or what you were looking for. Thank you for being here for me. Of course, Ava. I do my best to be. Sometimes my schedule is so screwy though. Sometimes, like, that's why. But when you do leave me like comments and stuff asking me to come on, I do really try to. I'm not just hearting them. Like, I do actually try to at the times that you're available because you need people that are there for you. That's super exciting about your grade getting up. Okay, so and I'm so happy. Awesome. Oh, Jessie, or wait, Chelsea? Chelsea? Am I saying that right? Oh, that's funny. Daisy is one of my nicknames. But, any gift for yes or no's? And for readings on here right now, I'm doing it to be just whatever you feel like the reading was worth to you. But I'm also having a really big sale on my site. It's like $45 off. So check that out. It's in the products page, or the, yeah, products. Sorry, I'm like redoing my site, so it's like, I don't really know where anything is on it right now, but if you'd also like a special request, like type of reading that's not listed on there, or whatever, you can just send me a message and I'll work it out. with you. I do offer financing through a third party if needed, and I also offer payment plans for people that are not able to put the full amount up right away, but still need their message right away. Thank you, Eli. I've been on here already for like, I think 2 hours, so I'm probably going to be getting going soon, but I'm going to for sure be back on in a little bit. May I have a reading? Yes, if you send Cash App or Venmo, yes, certainly, right away. If you want to book one, certainly. Or you can call me on the link that's on my profile. I also have free readings that are Timeless Collective on my YouTube, AmberEnergy Healer and Tarot. Right now for on the live, it's whatever you feel you get out of the reading that you send, so basically whatever you're willing to send for the reading. But it's going to be a mini reading in that instance, unless you send like the full amount that it costs normally. But if you'd like to book one, I believe they're $30 for 30 minutes right now, which is way cheap compared to the price that it normally is. And yeah. If you want a yes or no, then just whatever gift you want to send. And in 300 more likes, I'm going to be giving away a mini reading for free again. Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. You are correct. Repent and seek a relationship with Jesus Christ while you have time, ma'am. My question for you, sir, is, number one, how do you know anything about what I believe in or not already? Or what I do already, when I have not ever spoken to you? And number two, how do you know in what way I'm using my cards as tools? And number three, where is it your place to judge somebody and say that I need to repent in anything, when that is only the Lord's job to do? The first part, I agree with that. It's important that you do spread the word of your beliefs, because that's how people become informed, and that's how people have the option of following them if they choose to. It's the second part that I have a slight hiccup about, because you are assuming that I have already been cast judgment when I have not yet. So if you'd like to discuss that, I would love to, Marvin. Looks like an angel to me. Or I mean wisdom. Sorry, I was reading Marvin's comment. Those who have a relationship with God don't practice divination. Fair. But where did the prophets get messages from? How did the Bible get transcribed by man? If nobody received messages from source. And where in the Bible does it say tarot cards that were not invented yet, they didn't exist yet at that time, were a form of divination, necessarily, if you're not somebody that's connecting to a ghost? I'll wait for your answers, because I love these types of conversations. Truth isn't judgment, ma'am. God's word is truth, not what you do. Please show me where in the word, but answer my first two questions also, please. The second question, I don't remember what order they were in, but one of them was, how did the prophets get any messages? And how did the Bible get transcribed by man? Oh, you're beautiful. Thank you. If the messages weren't coming from source to man. AKA, who are you to say that my messages and downloads that I get are not messages of God's source? Through the Holy Spirit, you get messages from a deceiving spirit, aka a demon. How do you know this? How do you know this? Where does it say? So, the only people who ever got messages from the Lord, from God, were hundreds of years ago. You don't think there's been update messages or new sources of receiving those messages? Because I guarantee you that if you sit for a little bit in here and you hear the messages that I receive, you may definitely see it from a different light as far as where those messages might be coming from. Because what you're telling me is that the messages that were written down from a person that you never met in your life, and that have been censored and edited and altered and corrupted, are the only way that those messages could have been received. Versus a real individual who very much so stands in my light and very much so is connected, speaking the messages that come through as they come through. Because if you know anything about my beliefs, I don't pray to a deity. I don't request answers from guides. I channel the messages from source. My cards are simply to help me to process or to guide the messages. These cards are not demons. They're not demonic. I could use a regular magazine and flip through the pages, and what I'm going to get out of those pages is the message that the person needs, because I will be picking up on images in those pages that are significant. That's what you don't understand. It's just convenient that they're already put on cards here. God told me time is running out. Well then, okay. That's for God to be judging people, though. Not you. You don't know me. You don't know my beliefs. And I know, sorry, I'm pausing everything else in here for a second, but we're going to do the mini reading giveaway. But it's just important because I think that everybody deserves a voice and an opinion, and I like to know what other people's are so I can get a more well-rounded perception. You're right, God doesn't operate through cards, but I'm a human, and sometimes other humans do operate through knowing things tangibly, the proof of it being real. Okay? If you know and you do your research, you would understand the difference between somebody who is using a demonic energy or using a entity that is not of pure light, of pure collective energy for their messages. And even religious leaders will tell you it's difficult for even them to discern the difference between God's voice and the devil's voice in their head and their own voice. So that's why we start each message with take what resonates. If it's not a message that you feel applies to you, don't even listen to it because it's not for you. But if you sit quietly in the background for a little bit and you just listen, I don't think you're going to think the same way that you do right now. And if you would like, I can do it without cards if that's more appealing to you. But here's the thing. It's not your job to judge. And if you've already spoken your word, you've shared your opinion, you've shared your beliefs, and I appreciate them and I respect them, and I actually am not against them. I just think they're very judgmentally closed-minded for what beauty it actually should be that you're preaching, if you're going to preach. Because what's happening is you're actually losing out on the option of bringing people towards the light by being judgmental in that way. You're giving a bad name to God as his representative. Understand? And so I'm trying to actually help you to spread your word. Doing it in this type of way is not going to help because it's negative. It's a toxic way of showing something that is pure beauty and love and accountability and judgment, but final judgment by who's actually valid to be giving judgment, because your perception is human. Okay? Truth versus what you are assuming is different. Because like I said, where in the Bible does it say tarot cards? They weren't around yet. But where in the Bible does it say not to judge other people? There's 28 verses of it. Okay? Okay, so let's do the mini reading now that we've got that out of the way. But you can just because technically, I mean, you're entertaining. If that is your belief, let's say you're totally valid in what you're saying, and that is, then what you're doing is you're entertaining the negative energy that you're trying to that you fear. You're not. It's not up to you to be battling against it. It's up to you to be enlightening those that you can, and then allowing it to be in God's hands. It's not up to your human hands to be doing any of the battle, right? So, and trust me, God is very powerful. Judgment will be cast on those that deserve it. Very certain. There's also other beliefs. If I was a Buddhist, would you be talking to me like this? If I was, Islamic, would you be talking to me like this? If I was a Jew, would you be talking to me like this? Because I'm not attached to any one specific religion. I'm spiritually connected to Source, and that's that. I believe in my connection more than I believe in a book that some other guy wrote from his connection that then was altered by a bunch of other guys for what was appropriate or not appropriate and what they deemed to be true or not, or valid or not, or verifiable or not. Also, what isn't translated because it's a direct message. So it's really, tomato, tomato, but you have said your piece, you have said your preaching, you have said your opinion, and I respect all of it. And if you are continuing to judge me, then that is fine, but it's going to fall on you if it is something that God doesn't deem appropriate to be doing. And I do, in my opinion, feel like you're attacking one of his messengers. So, that is what it is. And I will agree to disagree, because it's not up to either one of us to decide on who's right. Just mute him? No, I will not do that. I don't censor people in my room. I don't mute people. I don't censor people. I don't tell them not to talk. I don't tell them not to say certain opinions, because who am I to do that? If I was at a grocery store and somebody started talking to me, I wouldn't have the availability of muting them. I would have the conversation with them because their opinion is something I do respect. And I want to hear, because then I can learn from it. Okay, good morning. Good morning. But thank you for the conversation. You are welcome. And I hope that anybody that needed to hear what you wanted them to hear heard it. I really do. That's what the platform is used for, so people can connect, and collectives do get brought together. So there is a reason that you're in here, and I do. I very highly respect everybody's opinions, but it doesn't mean that I need to alter mine or change my beliefs because of them. And just same for you. That's why I'm not trying to press mine on you, you know? Just saying my perception of it. Happy birthday, Brandon. Okay, so I'm scrolling up, so I'm not seeing the new comments for a second. Hi! Preaching to those who are willing to listen. Someone is listening. May not be you, but someone is. Oh! That's crazy that you said that. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. And that's why I was telling you, there are ways that you could be spreading the message that might be more easily received by some people, because, and that's why I feel like those verses are in the Bible about judgment. But anyways, moving on. If you'd like to stay, you're more than welcome to stay. Just please be respectful as I am towards you, okay? Girls like you don't come to Florida. I've been to Florida one time. Not fair. I love you, Nels. Thank you. Okay, so mini reading. I'm going to... God doesn't judge. God. Oops. God doesn't judge. God gave us free will. God would be a hypocrite if he gives free will, then judge. Well, God will judge according to the word, but humans aren't meant to be... And he doesn't promote human judgment. But... we don't need to get into all that. But, like, what is important is that I don't choose any hatred in my heart for anybody. I choose to just see it as different and embrace different, because you have to have different. That's how you find balance. But like I said, I'm also not going to censor somebody for having a difference of opinion. But, or for being, like, even if, like, people are annoying or whatever, or they're sending the same thing over and over again, it's like, whatever, like, they're just being themselves. Everybody's entitled to it. Who am I to say that their self is wrong? But anyways, I do ask for respect, though, for the differences. If they're going to remain in the room, that's all I ask for. Okay, so I'm going to do a number between... What if somebody says the habit of belief makes people vulnerable to bad ideas? That's interesting. I don't think Jesus would act how half of his followers do. I don't think so either. And that's unfortunate that I feel like people take on too much responsibility onto themselves to try to force somebody to go their belief, you know, because they wouldn't want another religion pounding it into them, you know, and forcing them to change, right? Like, obviously. But also it's like my stance on it is, like, if you've noticed, like, a lot of religions, like, they're pretty cultural based, right? Like, and there might be a reason for that. And a lot of the storylines, or a lot of the messages that are in different religions are very, very similar, strikingly similar. So maybe, this is just like food for thought for everybody, maybe it's not about, like, fighting other religions. Maybe it's about sharing beliefs and understanding where they do overlap and that they are similar is where it matters. The rest is a cultural difference, because if we dress different, and if we eat different food, and if we use a different language, and if we like different styles of gender, if we, you know, like, whatever it may be, then maybe we wouldn't understand religion the same way. So maybe that's where the differences come in. But the moral guideline is very similar of just about all of them. So I think that's the part that needs to be focused on more, and not the individual differences. I think it's our own human ego and human flaw that we allow ourselves to focus on those petty differences rather than focus on the main message of everything. But just food for thought. Your advice is to act inclusive in some explicitly intolerant faiths. Again, that's up to their own belief system if they want to be intolerant. But the people that aren't intolerant, they should look for, I look for where I have a similarity with somebody rather than where I have a difference, because that's where you can actually create and where you can actually find love and where you can actually understand from, is looking for the similarities rather than focusing on the petty differences. And I don't say petty because like they don't matter or whatever. I'm saying petty as in the grand scheme of things. Wouldn't it be better to get along enough that there isn't more hatred being produced, but more love? And then whatever the right way is going to start showing itself. But if people don't let it show itself and let it be what beauty is supposed to be and what power it is supposed to hold, then it's getting fragmented into human differences and ego. Because ego is what's telling you my way is right and your way is wrong. And it may be just a cultural or a barrier of understanding because of the fact that we are all different, is what I'm saying. But anyways, enough of that. Let me pick a number. I'm going to pick a number. Wait, let me read some of these comments first. You can choose, okay, so, Ava, you can choose the same number. It's just going to be whoever got it first. Wow, perfect face. Thank you. Why do Christians feel the need to fearmonger with their religion? I think probably because they were prosecuted for so long, which is why it's interesting. It's just shadow energy. Because for so long they were shunned or they were, attacked for their beliefs. So I feel like it's kind of like how people, like cultures and ethnicities and things that have been oppressed for a very long time tend to want, or even if you were like in high school, you know how the freshmen would always get picked on, and then it's like, it logically you would think that when they became seniors they would never want to do the same thing to another freshman, but they instead want to feel powerful and feel like they're the ones that get to do it now, so I feel like it's a generational fear of oppression or fear of judgment, which is causing them to want to create a force that would make it where no judgment is allowed to be cast. So it's just shadow energy of the religion, I feel. They were prosecuted how long ago? I don't know the actual dates, but very much so. There was huge religious wars going on. And yes, that's true. Christians are only supposed to judge Christians. Yeah, it is according to their beliefs, it is going to be the church's responsibility to get the ones that are the bad eggs out of the church. But it's not their responsibility to tell people that aren't part of their church that they're bad eggs. So basically, it's like keeping your own house clean and let the rest of the houses deal with themselves. Your mascara is pretty. Thank you. Western culture has been dominant for generations. What does ancient oppression have to do with modern domination? All hail the Queen of Beauty. A lot, actually. Because one generation teaches it to the next one, and the next one, next one. So eventually, there's not even going to be a reason that they feel that way. It's just going to be a generational fear. Okay, I don't believe anyone should judge someone else. I don't think so either. Having your own opinions or like your own likes or dislikes and things like that, like sure, fine. And sharing them, sure, fine. Like, but there's always a different perception of things, and it's important to try to, it's a fun little game to do, is to try to really see it from the other person's perspective before you tell them that yours is the right way, because you might be missing a lesson that you could have been learning from that other person that would have made you more well-rounded because you automatically saw them as opposition. what's the point? Every faith and culture faced trauma. You're doing great. Thank you. Jesus only spoke against the teachers of religious law. Okay, so we're gonna move forward from this discussion for now. I mean, we can go back to it after, but because I do want to log off pretty soon. So I'm gonna do one more free mini reading, which we're gonna guess a number. So everybody, you're going to be guessing a number. I'm gonna write it down right now. Let me scribble out the one that was from previous. It's gonna be between 1 and 30. And okay, so whoever gets it first, it's written down already. So go ahead. You get 1 minute or until somebody says the right number. You pulled me a card. What does it say? Can you show your necklace closer? Yes. This one? Or this one? Keep going, keep going. I have not seen it yet. I've seen a lot that were really close. This is amber, and these are Baltic amber. Oh my god, you guys are so close. Keep going. Damn, you're gorgeous. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're like dancing around it, honestly, at this point. Woo, Kevin. 9 lives, baby. That's what I always say. Hi, Jax. Oh, that's so funny. Jack is my nickname. It was Kevin. Kevin got it. Kevin got it first. Where are you? The Kevin L23232. Oh my god, that's so funny. Your name literally is 23. It was 23, by the way, in case people are wondering what Kevin's thing was. So Kevin, you got it. Alright, so what would you like your free mini reading on, Kevin? And hello, Coach Ellen. How are you? Everybody go follow Coach Ellen. If you'd like to. I'm not telling you to, but I'm suggesting it because he's a great coach. You're great? Awesome. Like to hear. Kevin, what would you like your mini reading on? Can I tell you the lottery winner numbers tomorrow? If I could, I would not be working on TikTok. No. Wow, family health. Oh, okay. Okay, so I have one question before you do log off, but it can wait until after the reading. Okay. Family health. Do you mean, okay, so wait. If you mean actual medical health for your family, that would have to be in a private reading. I can't do that in here. But if you just mean like the functionality of your family, then, or like, you know, like where you guys are standing at basically, or like how everybody's doing, then that one I can do. So let's make that clear real fast. Thank you for the follow. Relationship? Okay. So, Kevin, for anytime I am wrong, if I am, please let me know right away so I can redirect it, because I am not opposed to being told I'm wrong. I am opposed to giving you a mistaken message. So, and please type your answers or your responses or your questions or whatever in capitals so I can see you through everybody else's. Hello, beautiful sunshine. Hi, thank you. Hi, how are you? Okay, so let's see how. Are you currently in a relationship? Or is this just in general, like future partners? You are making a leap of faith. It looks like you're wanting to start fresh. No? Okay. Let's see here. What's this leap of faith about? Towards relationships. You have a lot of anxiety about it. You see a lot of red flags. and obstacles. So it does look like the anxiety that you're experiencing towards it is almost intentional. It's meant so that you slow down your movements and you actually process who you are going to be connecting with. I do feel like some of these obstacles or the anxiety that you're feeling, or like the depression that you may be feeling, like the feeling of feeling trapped, may have to do with issues that may have derived from impatience with finding somebody that is, it's like it has to do with like your mom, basically. I'm not familiar, but your aura stopped my scrolling. Well, that's neat. Thank you for the follow. You are feeling a lot of impatience, so it's like and you're feeling like there's a lot of like obstacles towards this connection. If you'd like me to show you the cards, I can, if you want to see where the you struggle with like the actual commitment part. Your happiness in like your existence, like in this life, is going to be derived from first going through an actual hermit journey and then concluding it fully. Sometimes an emperor needs to lose everything and be by himself so that he knows who he is and who he wants to build up into. It's kind of like, if you don't know who you are as far as what you're capable of and what kind of kingdom you want to be running, if you were put in that position already, it's going to be a very hectic, problematic journey, right? So when you do experience things like obstacles, like not finding the right partner, like depression, it's because you're supposed to be reevaluating your path and letting yourself actually depress, go into some deep rest for a little bit. And then once you're able to decide who you're going to be, what you're going to be, and how you're going to be it, it's about actually taking steps and that leap of faith towards it fearlessly. Okay, makes sense. Yes, been wanting time to find myself first. Yes. It's really, you may be somebody that struggles a little bit with your boundaries or your availability as far as boundaries go, like to stay what you would perceive strong. Let's see. And that leads you to feeling like hopeless when it comes to like your romancing capabilities or your ability to rebirth. Okay, so it's really important. It sounds like you have a Pixel phone. Oh, no, but that would be great. It would be really important for you to actually take off the mask that you wear when you are trying to meet someone, but also to be realistic about what your desires are and not try to hide them, because that's going to bring you the right person towards you. If you're trying to fit a mold because you think that's what people want, it's going to cause you issues, or it's going to cause you an unhappy connection. Okay. You are actually a very strong individual. You are meant to be financially prosperous. You're meant to be very practical and grounded. And you're meant to be a leader. The women that you seem to tend to go towards, or the ones that you are, it's like you want to save them. So you get almost more attracted towards like the toxic type. And that's what causes you the issues, because they're not secure in themselves. So you need to find somebody that's on your level, like your vibration already, so that they're confident, so that they don't have to be in that toxic or like that unhelpful, I guess you'd say, energy when it comes to ruling a kingdom. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, great. I'll be done in 3 minutes. Let's see here. Is there anything that, like, specific that you would like to know or to, I do tend to, yes, okay, yeah. Thank you for the feedback, by the way. Hi, Fire Daddy. Thank you for the rose. So what are we doing this morning? I am doing, thank you for the heart me. I'm actually doing a mini reading right now, and then depending on if anybody wants a paid one or not, then I'm probably going to log off for a little bit and take a nap because I haven't slept yet, and then come back on in a little bit after that. Cool, what are you using for a date of birth? No, I don't ask for date of birth, unless I'm doing like an actual astrology, like natal chart or something. Nothing specific, appreciate your insight. Oh, okay. Well, then let me see if there's any final advice for you from it. My essence felt and has revealed all I'm to know right now. Thank you. Awesome. Well, yeah, if I'm ever doing a reading and other people are in here, if you hear something and it seems like it's resonating, it is most likely resonating. Take what you can out of it, because there's a reason that you were brought to hear the message. Even if you don't agree with it, there's still like a lesson in it or some type of reason that you were in that collective energy. So allow yourself to be open to the lessons that could be taught out of it. Okay, so Kevin, final advice. Which crypto should we invest in? Just kidding, have a blessed week. Again, I would not be on TikTok working if I could make those types of predictions. Not that type of psychic. Okay, so let's see here. And also, by the way, anybody, I am a certified rapid transformational therapist. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist. I'm also a perspective coach and a relationship mediator, and a Reiki master healer. So, and yes, Reiki does work through a distance, through a phone. And I can prove it to you if you would like before we actually do a session that you paid for. You're a light child, your shine is extraordinary. Thank you. Just kidding. Okay, so final advice. Sorry if anybody gets motion sickness. Let's switch out my charger here. Final advice for Mr. Kevin here. When is he going to see a change? When can he see this romance happening? You are going to see a romance happening once you follow your truth logically towards it. But it is most likely going to be something that you find that truth towards between the dates of May 21st through June 20th. What year? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Let me see. Is there a year attached or no? Yeah, you have to first overcome this imbalance that you might be having. Oh, and by the way, when I say things like might, it's not that I am doubting what I'm getting or my message. It's that I just don't like to impose on people's free will, so I'm saying it like that so they can decide if they want to believe it or not. Just so that's clear to everybody. Okay, so between March 1st and March 10th is going to be a time that is very significant towards this connection. Also, sorry, I'm looking at my chart. Hold on. November 22nd through December 21st is going to be extremely important as well towards this connection. And actually, that may be something in the past that happened during those dates. This is actually what led to your imbalance that's preventing the connection. And then December 3rd through December 12th was also very significant. Okay, so I sent you your oracle card message in your DMs. Awesome! I'll check it after I log off right now. I'm slowly developing anxiety slowly, though. Uh-oh. Don't let that happen. You can get a grip on it. Just breathe real deeply. And remember things that are positive. And remember that you have every option in front of you, Ava. Nothing is limited from you as far as your success and your future goes, because it hasn't been formed yet. So you just have to take it 1 second at a time. And remember that a second ago is already done. Even if it was stressful, even if it was sad. As soon as you have the realization that that was a second ago, it's already over, if you let it be. So your future is constantly being formed. And it's constantly able to be redirected by you, because you're in control of it, okay? And there's no rush on how many seconds it takes for you to decide which things you want to change or whatever. But if it's not working for you, just keep trying different, and it will continuously be growing and developing, and you are a beautiful, beautiful person that deserves that future. Okay? Okay, so you're welcome, Kevin. I hope that was helpful. I hope you got some type of insight from it. And yep, what I'm doing it now. Awesome. Okay, good. You went to the Taylor Swift concert? That is so awesome. You're gonna have a blast, I bet. Okay, thank you for being there for me. You're the best. If I met you, I would give you a hug. Aw. Well, good. Air hug. Okay, so does anybody want to do a paid reading or not? If not, I'm just going to log off right now, and then I'll be back on shortly. Well, I say shortly, but I'm really bad with schedules, so who knows. But hopefully everybody checks out my YouTube, AmberEnergy Healer and Tarot. Oh yeah, Ava, ask your question. Yeah, still, yeah. But I'm actually a lot better. I've actually made a lot of progress with that. And you know, what it took, it was actually, I had a client one day that was one of my friends, and so they were like, you know, more willing to speak their mind, and I was late, and they shared that it was something that was offensive to them, and I was like, dang, like, not happening again. So now I have made sure that I've been on time for every client since then. And that's why it's a huge reason that things that seem negative, if you look for the message, it's the best thing that could happen sometimes, most of the time, often, if you look for the way that it's going to help you. Okay, so, but yeah, as far as like things in my own life or things that aren't like scheduled, and you know, I don't really pay attention to how long it's taking me to get there. I figure I get there when I'm meant to get there. But if I would get mad at someone, what should I do, like at school? I would say, think of a time that you've done something similar so that you don't have to hold hatred. Not so that you're excusing their behavior, but so that you don't have to feel like you're being like that their behavior controls your mood. You know, so that you can keep your awareness and your compassion or your empathy or your ability to stand in your own self would be first to find how you don't need to feel anger at the situation or hatred towards the situation. Okay, my cat is purring in my ear really loud, and thank you. A cat's purr is extremely healing as well. Just like how like binaural beats work, purring is one of those frequencies that's very healing. And when a cat is on you, they actually help absorb your negative energies and stuff. So love that little feline. But then once you do take that step back, evaluate what you can change, what you can do to control the situation. You can't control what that other person's doing. you can control where you are placed and what you respond as, right? So if you know that if you react a certain way, it's going to elevate the situation, don't act in that way. Do whatever can minimize the situation. Most oftentimes it's going to be not reacting, because neutral energy will kind of just like absorb the energy. Sometimes that will make the other person's energy activate a little bit higher because they're trying to force it on you then. But after that, if you can withstand that, like then that usually subsides. But the best way that you can control the situation is by where you are placed, what words you are saying, and what you are choosing to feel from it. So, and what you're choosing to do with those emotions. So if somebody's coming at you and they are being aggressive with their words, walk away. Tell them something nice about themselves, actually, is what my most often used approach would have been when I was back in school. It would be to, somebody's saying like, oh, that, I'm just going to use like the most like classic example, like, oh, that dress looks horrible on you, or, like, what are you wearing, like a trash bag, or, like whatever. And the response would be like, oh, I didn't realize, right? And then say, or maybe it's something that you could find truth in, so you're like, oh, yeah, that's just a look I was trying. Or just totally ignore what they said altogether, because it really doesn't matter anyways what they're saying. But find something that you like about that person. A genuine thing, because they'll know when it's genuine and when it's not. But there's something you can find that you like about everybody if you let yourself. So maybe it's like how you complimented my eyelashes, right? Or maybe it's you like the shoes that they're wearing, and then just use that as your answer. Like, well, I like your shoes. They're really nice. And then smile and walk away. And it's going to, number one, make it really awkward for the person to still be mean to you because then they look like an asshole instead of looking cool, right? But number two, it's you choosing positivity rather than allowing them to pull you down to their level. It's going to give the option that they could get pulled up to yours, or you can remove yourself altogether and stay on your own level. But don't let somebody else pull you out of your character, just as a retaliation or as a defense, because that puts you in the defensive. That puts you where you're not in control anymore, where you're taking attacks. And that's not a good place to be, because then you're going to feel vulnerable, or you're going to feel like helpless, and that's not somewhere that you need to be. So my advice would be to choose positivity and compliment the person for something that you genuinely like about them, and then remove yourself altogether. Because if you were to just ignore them completely and walk away, that may instigate them to be more mean, because they're going to want your attention, so that's why I'm saying to give a compliment first and then walk away. I hope that was helpful. But again, that is just my opinion. Don't ever think that I'm telling you to do something, but that is my opinion on it, okay? If you'd like, we could practice like a role-playing thing. Namaste, by the way. What type of energy do I project to you? Molten silver, a very serene one, actually, like a very introspective. Are you still here, Ava? Oh, and yes, control the controllable, yes. And let go of what's not. Yeah, we can do it in the DMs, though. We don't have to do it on the live if you don't. Yeah, we'll do it over there, okay? Interesting answer. Nice that. Did that make sense, Ava? And if anybody in here has a different opinion, you can share it as well if you want. I think I covered most. I think that's good advice, but it's always stuff to learn. Yeah, and also my cat bit my ear. Which ear was it? Because, oh, that's a huge thing too. Places on your body all have to do with connections of emotions. So you can tell a lot about somebody by what injuries they receive or what illnesses they have, but also about yourself, about what you might not be noticing that you're actually feeling or what you're shunning away or shutting down. And that can be very helpful. The left is going to be your past, and it's also going to be your feminine energy. And so I would say that it's going to be the reason that it was a bite would be it was because you started to think about pains of things that you heard people tell you, specifically females from the past. And thankfully it was your little kitty that gave the little bite, and so your kitty's there to absorb those energies. So I would say that would be your cat telling you that you can let it go. Release those things that were said, because they were just things. They were just words. They weren't something that you need to be carrying anymore. I was told I can feel through walls. Right now, you're almost exactly correct. I'm kind of amazed. Oh, awesome. I like that kind of feedback. Thank you. Oh, Alan, wasn't that video funny though? I swear, I was like, is that him? Like, especially because it was like an athletic one on top of that, you know? Thank you for the follow. Okay, so I'm going to probably log off right now. Unless anybody else wanted to do a paid reading, because I will always take a paid reading. Rain or shine. 24 hours. And for everybody that's in here, please, please, please go subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to build it up. And check out my pick a cards. They're timeless, they're collective. Whatever you're intuitively called towards is going to be with a message for you. Check out the videos on my page. Please leave feedback no matter what type of video you're looking at, because it's very helpful, and I appreciate the feedback so I know where I am with like connecting with people and stuff. And check out my website, AmberEnergyHealer.com. Check out the one that's in my bio. That one calls me directly if you don't want to book a reading and you just want to know right then and there the answer. There's multiple options on there also. I am having a sale on my site, so take advantage of it now before the prices go back. And that's about it. Is the whole live going to be on there or just the beginning? I upload each of my lives, or I try to, at least. I've missed a couple here and there, but I try to upload all of my lives. That's the other reason I want to end it now, so that it's not too big of a file for me to have to download. But yeah, I don't, however, put dates on them, so if you're looking for like a specific time, then kind of try to like pay attention to what I'm wearing. That might be the best way to find it. But because I am lazy like with that, I might start paying more attention to that. But yeah, I will be putting all of them, and all my past ones are on there too, at least for the most part, like the ones that I remembered to upload. But yeah, but I have pick a card readings on there also, and tarot readings. I would like a chance to study you further in another time, of course. Sure, anytime. Okay, so thank you for the follows, thank you for the likes, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day, please. Oh wait, until now I have not, oh, I missed that comment, hold on. Until now I have not believed that people can actually tell you something over the phone. Oh, I can do lots of things over the phone. If you'd ever like to, because I like to open people's awareness to things, because it's fair to be skeptical, you know, like skepticism is not a bad thing as long as you're open to the lessons that you could be learning from, if it is real. But that's for everybody to decide. But yeah, energy healing is amazing too, and it's actually something that can be traversed through the electronics, just like how a satellite can get the TV program down to your cable box. Okay. All right. So love and light, and I will talk to you guys later.